Welcome to the Gaelan Trombley Show. You can find me on Facebook at Gaelan Trombley, on Instagram at Gaelan Trombley, and on YouTube at Gaelan Trombley. Spelling GaelanTrombley. Enjoy the show. On episode 29 of the Gaelan Trombley Show, I have two of my favorite people back in studio. Ellie, Jent, you guys recognize her and know her from Realty Talk and from one of the early episodes. And also Brittany, McCarty from one of the earlier episodes. And we pretty much just talk about aliens. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Welcome to the Gaelan Trombley Show. Welcome to episode 29 of the Gaelan Trombley Show, which is how old I am, that's the only number I could figure, 29, that makes sense.
No one cares.
And yeah, she's that was our good friend Brittany McCarty and Elizabeth Jent. You may know Ellie from Realty Talk. She's my sidekick on that. And then Brittany they're both on the podcast. They both have their own show. Again, as I always say, go back, listen to it if you want to hear the backgrounds. Today, Brittany, what is the theme?
Aliens.
So if you guys remember, Brittany came on, and I think she talked about aliens for about 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm. It's Brittany, bitch.
And then she wanted to do a full podcast on aliens. So here we are. So Brittany, welcome back to the show. Ellie's here to fact check and make sure Brittany doesn't get too crazy, but we actually
we're
don't
already
mind that.
there.
We don't mind that. The ratings have to get higher.
She's done a lot of research. She's done
welcome.
A lot of research.
Yes, this is the Brittany show.
Okay. Brittany, what are we drinking? Is that the color of the wine?
It's called question mark cat.
It's this really. I only bought it because it's this really abstract looking cat bottle, and it's red, and I thought it was a red wine, but it's not. It's just a red bottle. It's a Riesling, and it's.
Ooh.
Riesling.
It's a quality Riesling.
Did you say Riesling?
I said Riesling. Listen, I'm not a connoisseur. A connoisseur.
I mean, I came from the trailer park and I knew it was Riesling.
Okay, it's because you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, okay. Let's not tell everybody.
It's a 20. You know what? I don't know what kind of wine it is.
It's
a white wine.
You're really selling it, Ellie.
You just like
it's really selling it.
Riesling. Riesling is a dessert
white.
wine. Riesling is one of the dessert wines to go up there with Moscato, and it's actually one of the only two wines that I drink.
What's the worst wine of all time?
Any other wine except Riesling and Moscato.
Moscato, white Zinfandel. Anything else?
Oh my god, I love those too. I don't like wine with flavor.
Fake wine.
Yeah, I don't like wine with flavor.
Yeah.
Like if you're actually putting grapes in and making wine, I'm probably not going to drink it.
Wait,
but if
hang
it's
on.
like fake.
So you like fake wine?
Yeah, because I'm like a basic bitch.
Smirnoff Ice bitch.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That is you.
You're a Smirnoff girl?
I'm like a not drinking alcohol kind of girl because I just get in trouble. Okay, so we should probably start this by talking about like Elizabeth and I have been friends forever, obviously. Mm-hmm. Best friends. Met in geometry class. I did not like Elizabeth because I thought she was really mean, but actually she was just trying to save me from being like harassed.
Hang on, you didn't think I was mean. You thought I was trying to steal the boys you were sitting next to.
I actually was like, who is this bitch? Why is she being nice to me? She clearly must be a mean person. That was my logic at the time. But
wise logic.
Yeah, exactly.
Done you well so far.
Well, anyway, so we both have been pretty obsessed with the ideas about aliens for a while.
I actually liked aliens first. I was very into aliens in college and high school.
I used to think you were really weird. I mean, I was like, okay.
Which is funny because, I mean, look at you.
Yeah, the tables, they have turned.
No, it's cool.
Hundo
It's
P.
cute. We all
I'm
weird
literally
here. This is the weird squad.
I'm literally drinking out of a sippy cup right now. Like legitimately to prevent myself from spilling.
It's not a sippy cup. It's not like a toddler sippy cup. It's a wine glass with a plastic insert that keeps you from spilling it.
I call this the to-go cup.
Yeah, you know
when you want to get a
DWI.
DWI, like Hundo P. I'm ready to get a DWI today.
Not endorsed.
Yeah, not endorsed.
We're walking back.
We're not endorsed by this. We do not endorse DWIs. Don't drink.
Don't try. Yeah, don't do that. Very bad. Very
anyway, so we're going to talk about some aliens.
Mm-hmm. Brittany's done lots of research.
Well, so let's just like...
First off, back up. Why do you have a fascination with aliens?
Okay, so I grew up pretty religious. And I don't know, like I always definitely accepted the idea like that there are these religious stories and there were these great things that had happened. And I always was curious about them. And I think that as I got older, you know, I became Catholic like in my early 20s, actually, because I was dating a guy and was too stubborn to not follow through with becoming Catholic. But I was ultimately becoming Catholic for him. I'm not afraid to say that now. So yeah, became Catholic. And then I just stopped going to church because I was like, I don't know. I was questioning it too much, and I was thinking too abstractly about it. And so I started looking at other things. And actually one of the things I found were aliens. And what I actually found kind of cool about it was a lot of the religious stories, if you look at them in a different way, some of them could highlight the existence of like aliens coming down.
Jesus was an alien.
Well, I mean, he could have been. He was a pretty sick-ass carpenter. Where'd he get them skills, though?
Probably his adopted father.
Or like living at home for 30 years and not having a job. And then getting, 13 followers and thinking he's shit.
You stole that from a meme page.
Yeah, literally. I think you told me that. I think they were saying that Jesus was like the OG millennial because he just like went out there and like killed it. Got actual followers and like, was Jesus.
I don't know what got me into aliens.
Yeah, what got you into aliens?
Probably, I think it's just curiosity. Fear, like I really want to know answers to everything. And it's gotta be, I honestly don't remember. I've always thought they were cool. It's just something that, the thought of the unknown, and also like I don't necessarily believe everything that you believe to that extent, but I do believe, as we've had multiple discussions on it, statistically it is just almost impossible that there is no other life out there. Like it's just not possible.
Yeah, and
it has to exist.
And I think like on the spectrum, I mean, if we look at our entire universe, like I mean, look at the star systems and the planets that are coming out when we just leave our telescopes in one fixed position. Mm-hmm. Like it's completely endless, this space that we live in. Exactly. And no one knows what it is. And it's like,
I think it's very not to downput anyone who doesn't believe in aliens, but I think it's very small-minded to look at the infinity of what's out there and think I am special and this is it.
It's almost narcissistic.
And
it
that's
is,
a little bit,
and
that's human.
It's human nature, of course. But I feel like it's almost like the thought of, oh, we're the only thing that could be here. And when I look at religion, like when I parted from religion in my thinking and my theology, what I realized was like, I couldn't accept the mainstream ideas of what people were being, like the information people were being provided. Like I wasn't happy with like hearing that if you did terrible things, you would go to hell. Like I wasn't happy hearing that like you had to be this kind of a person in order to live like a really good life. And then I was like, why would people be saying that? And then I was like, oh, like if it was, I don't know,
too many closed doors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like just like you, like I want that curiosity to see what else is out there. And like I'm so curious about space and aliens and the idea that we aren't alone. And
there's just so much to explore. I mean, there's a lot to explore still in Earth, in the oceans and whatnot, but there's so much to explore in space. There's so much.
Why are we exploring space right now when we haven't even looked in our oceans? Because I feel like there's so much hidden,
I believe,
in those oceans.
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure a lot of space travel and ocean exploration are tied in together because like pressure, something about that. The pressure differences and the gravity differences kind of help us know, like if you can do one, you can do the other. I know it's like kind of a reverse because in space it's like the opposite of the like density of the ocean. I don't remember where I read that though, so that's a very loose like maybe I think I read that somewhere.
One of the really cool things, because like this did come from Ancient Aliens, so I'm like I'm just gonna disclaim like I have watched all of Ancient Aliens for the sole purpose of just doing my research and like knowing what they have expressed. But I just like, this is not like bullshit information. Like this is actually legit. I think that some of the like UFOs, because I think that there's like a UFO conspiracy. Like there's people that believe in UFOs and people that don't. And those who don't know what a UFO is, it's an unidentified flying object.
And I think to clarify, technically they definitely exist because we don't, any object that we don't know what it is a UFO.
No,
by definition.
Yeah. But what the government is doing is not, and I'm not saying like, oh my God, the government's doing this. I don't have an aluminum foil on. aluminum foil hat on. But I think that what they're doing is they are definitely identifying those objects or flying objects that they are finding. They're going after them, and I think they're reverse engineering some of their technologies. I think that it's been noted that they're taking down some of those unidentified flying objects and then keeping everything very secret.
So do you think any of the objects that are like seen flying, do you think they are just, even a small percentage of them are just government tests on military stuff? I mean, obviously we are not going to be up to date on what the military is doing, because otherwise the world would be up to date on it.
Yeah.
So you think that, personally, I think that a good portion of stuff, especially, I mean, Roswell, I think stuff might have gone down on Roswell for sure, but I do think that military operations probably played a huge part in what's going on, suspicious activity.
Well, it's even, I mean, if you do look at some of the information that has been disclosed about Roswell and Area 51, like most of it, there is like legitimate evidence in some of those files that have been disclosed that are completely accessible on the internet that say that they did uncover extraterrestrial bodies, and they did uncover extraterrestrial parts of animals and different genetic, material that they were basically collecting. And they had found like 4 alien species, different extraterrestrial species in some of the bodies that they had collected. And that was in some of the old military government.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what report it was, but it was one of the reports when we were getting some disclosure from the government. We were getting some of that information. There was a lot of it that was blocked out, but the majority of it did say that they had actually collected some bodies.
The biggest thing for me, and I'm trying to find his name because I am absolutely horrible at remembering names, but I believe it was the first director of the CIA came out and said that we had contact with aliens. And I'm trying to find it because it was a while ago that I read that, but I remember reading that and going, okay, there it is. Here it is. Hang on. I'm going to pull out his name. Not Ted Stevens. That was a senator. All right. I thought I found it, but I didn't. But basically, I think the fact that the first director of the CIA saying, okay, like we have had contact, that's kind of a big
indicator,
blinking sign to me.
Well, and then like shit like that happens, and then it doesn't get reported on the news, or it doesn't get the story doesn't get out, so it just disappears the day after, even when some of that stuff is released.
They want to appear credible, and I feel like a lot of the times they don't want to discuss stuff that's kind of wacky, because
and then I'm so sick and tired of our government or our society telling us what we should and should not have access to, in terms of information. For people to say that the public's not ready, for the disclosure of aliens and stuff like that, because there's a lot of people that believe a lot of things, and I personally, Brittany alien theory, I do think we have alien species on this earth. I do, because I think our earth is very young, and I think that our civilization, it's just humans as what we've evolved to now, definitely wasn't what we existed as 20,000 years ago, or 30,000 years ago, but I do think that we were here. And I do think that we could have had a globally connected civilization. Egypt and Egyptian culture is, I think, where it had started, and I think some of the information that we're learning is incorrect. And I would love to prove that, and I would love to write a scholarly article on it and release some really serious information. But
so what information do you think, when you say information you think that we're learning is incorrect, what information are you talking about? So history? Yeah, when we're being taught about the start of American society, or the start of humanity, we're talking about Egyptian culture starting, and Sumerian culture and art and everything kind of influencing the ongoing nature of human beings. And then we talk about potential slavery or potential things that had happened in Egypt which could have structured our society. So I think what we're learning about where we originated from is not correct. So you don't believe in evolution?
No, I do. But I think that...
So you think that aliens put monkeys here and then let those evolve?
No. I think that...
So you don't believe in evolution?
I do.
That's what evolution is.
I believe in both. I believe in intelligent design and evolution.
Why did aliens put the monkeys on the earth?
I don't think they did.
No.
I think they came down and they found the type of evolved human that was there, the type of evolved being that was there, and they had genetically altered. No, I really do. I really do think that they genetically altered the material.
Aliens dropping monkeys off.
So this is Brittany's and my weekend nights here, is what you're listening to right now.
This is our, I'm going to say it, I don't care. Stone Central for me.
Aliens drop monkeys off?
No, she thinks that aliens created us, not monkeys. But here's my disagreement with that. And I would buy into aliens messing with stuff. I don't necessarily believe it, but if evidence came out, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, that's not possible. I don't believe that.
There are a couple things that I have that are evidence. Just so
monkeys, there are. A few years ago, I read an article that was saying how this like specific kind of monkey had just entered the Stone Age, and that's so fucking cool. But B, like that is, we're watching them evolve as we did, and they have like people say there's a missing link. There's a missing link. There's I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's fairly clear to me that we evolved from those types of creatures.
Absolutely,
and that we share even what that thing we learned in high school, like you share 98% of your DNA with a banana or some crap like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think all of those similarities are just really pan out to us having evolved from here. Now, whether something helped us evolve, sure, but I think that we definitely were from Earth and created from Earth.
I think so my mushroom theory, my original theory before I believed in aliens was that we actually came from mushrooms, and I say God. That. Well, listen, I didn't say mushrooms are God.
You said Jesus was a mushroom. I remember it very strongly.
Okay, well, I was probably high. But anyway, I definitely, so actually, interestingly enough, I learned this about mushrooms because I love mushrooms. And mushrooms were actually part of the animal kingdom before they were a fungi. They were so close to animals that they were actually part of our animal kingdom. And then they had branched off into their own branch to become fungi after our forests started becoming developed. Now, the majority of Earth's crust, the first 30% of the crust, is fungus. If you look at the actual composition of the Earth's crust, the top 30% of the soil and most of the land, especially in forests or swamps or peats and that kind of thing, is fungus. So I had thought neurotransmittedly and some of the more like sophisticated like neurosystems that we have could have in some way, shape, or form been influenced by fungi, or maybe we share certain ancestors. But what I definitely believe in evolution. I believe in evolution before I believe in religion or a god.
Religion can accept evolution, though. I think that's kind of closing a lot of people out.
I personally don't. I don't think that they're necessarily connected. I think they will eventually become connected. I think religion and science will definitely become one, or in some way, shape, or form are going to become one at some one point in time.
Sometimes they do.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the idea that like a god could have come down, but if you actually read some of the like religious texts like verbatim in the Bible, a lot of those, I mean, you can listen to the ancient alien guys saying, oh my God, it could have been this or it could have been this. But just imagine being on the earth 20,000 years ago in the Stone Age or whatever, and having some divine extraterrestrial being come down. Most of the stories that they write express beings coming down on these chariots, and they can't really describe exactly what they're coming down on because they don't actually know what they're looking at. And I love to actually go back and look at those stories and kind of just, I don't know, wonder. It's actually kind of beautiful to like just kind of wonder if like they could have actually been seeing these influencers come down and give them information or use them to mine gold or mess with their genetic material to create, you know, the mud people, as they were saying in, you know, certain stories that you read. Like there's
the mud people. Are we the mud people?
No, there was a theory in Egypt, you know, one of the theories, because there's many theories about the pyramids, and the pyramids are going to be huge. Like, I mean, the pyramids, I think personally, my theory is that they were power plants. There's no, I think that when I say, like, we're learning wrong information, like, we're learning wrong information about the pyramids. Like, we're being told that they were tombs. We were told that they were for, like, the kings and queens.
So I guess my biggest thing about that is, and like I said, like, you've done more research in that area than I have. I kind of walked into this. But are you discrediting all of the archaeologists and historians who've spent their lifetimes exploring the pyramids and looking into it and dedicating themselves? Like there are historians who dedicate themselves to Egyptian history, because Egyptian history is my favorite, and I think it's fascinating. But do you think that all of those people are lying to you about what they saw inside?
No, I think they're being 100% factual, but I don't think they understand.
So what about the corpses and the corpses that they find in there and the burial shrouds?
There haven't been any. There haven't been any corpses or burials.
Are you telling me that they've never found
They have never found a body in one of those tombs. I will guarantee that. You can fact check it right now.
I'm going to.
They have literally never found a body in any one of those tombs. And if you look at art history...
Okay, when you say in any of those tombs, on
any of the 3 major pyramids.
Okay, because that's what I wanted to clarify.
Because
they have found mummies in tombs.
No, there are tombs. There are tombs, and there are actual funerary monuments for higher-up officials. There were some for some admirals, not admirals that they had, because I don't think they had admirals, but they had some like higher-up individuals within Egyptian culture, and they actually created these very artistically designed, very elaborately decorated, highly beautified buildings.
So do you know, sorry to interrupt you, do you know which pyramids, do you remember the names of them? Because there's the first article typing it in November 2018, exquisitely preserved mummies discovered in one of their largest ones.
So it could have been like one of the largest like pyramids or tombs that they had, but I'm talking about like Giza.
Okay.
Like I'm talking about the
where in Giza?
Well, I'm talking about the 3 main ones. I honestly don't know the name of them. Let me look it up. The 3 main pyramids. So my theory,
so like the ones that are like not
the 3 main ones,
but the ones that are in Assassin's Creed, those ones.
Yes. Egyptian pyramids.
Okay, no, I believe you. I'm just curious.
No.
Oh, okay, because there was a lot of looting. That's disappointing.
Well, okay, so that's what they say. They say there was a lot of looting.
Totally plausible. They had so much gold and jewelry and stuff in there.
This is what I think. I found a video last night about a chamber that's in the middle of the pyramid. Mm-hmm. If you actually do a cross-sectional analysis of it, you'll see that underneath it there is a very thin entrance that the Nile River used to pour into. You can actually look that up. They had a little entrance in the bottom of the pyramid. It goes right from the corner where the pyramid sits on the ground, and then it basically goes right underneath it, and then it has a little bit of like it looks like a 6 foot by like 6 foot box on the bottom, and then it basically goes out to the other side of the pyramid. And what they said was that water used to come in from the Nile, and it used to make the pyramid vibrate slightly, because of the weight of the pyramid and the weight of the water.
Yeah.
And when they look at that actual chamber, they see that there is actual water damage on the ceiling of that chamber. Now, the chamber up from it, the Queen's chamber and the King's chamber that they say, if you look at what they've actually done, anthropologists and archaeologists have gone in and they have inserted like robotic cameras now into some of their shafts that they have in some of the spaces that people couldn't fit. And what they're finding is at the end of these shafts, there's just these doors. And there's no way that they could have possibly sent anything up there to get to these doors. And they're basically openings so they can pour things into the shafts. Now, they've done some current chemical tests where they've taken hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, which they would not have had access to sulfuric acid, so it's very weird. But they've actually done examinations on the shafts themselves and have found literally residue of hydrochloric acid.
Interesting.
And then sulfuric acid. And when those two chemicals are combined, they create combustion. So in the Queen's chamber, they found a lot of salt all over the walls. And the walls are supposedly covered in salt because of the combustion that occurred for years. If, for whatever reason, the combustion then rose up to the next chamber, they have a very calculated opening that creates a microwave. And it's been hypothesized that they use this as a power plant because it would have created an entire system of self-replicating energy for decades.
So why do you think that, like that all sounds plausible to me, but why do you think that the experts who do that, look into that kind of stuff, haven't hypothesized that yet? Like the people who do that for a living.
We have so much contradictory information out, and I think that I'm the kind of person who's looked at it in a way that, like, I haven't dedicated my life to this. It's just an extreme interest.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
So, like, when I look at things from all perspectives, and I don't just try to look at it from, like, okay, I'm an anthropologist, so, like, I have to look at it this way because I learned this way, and I want to make sure that I'm representing humanity in the best way, and really going after the true nature of, like, where human civilization came from. And I don't want to, like, discredit what we did as a human species, because, like, we totally could have, over decades, built those pyramids if we wanted to, but the quarries are miles away. And the human power that it would have taken to do that kind of work, I just don't think we technologically had the access to do that unless we were advanced.
Haven't you watched the Moses movie? They show how they did it in the movie. You haven't seen the movie.
That's how I feel. I'm getting drunk. So there are so many other theories. I kind of broke it up into bullet points. The first one is that the moon is a satellite.
Oh, yes. Let's discuss this one. This is my favorite one.
Well, I'll just go over the bullet points. So I think the moon is a satellite. I think that we originated about 20 or 30,000 years ago in Egypt and Atlantis. And I do think Atlantis was in the eye of the Sahara Desert. I don't think that it was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I think it was on a flat plain in the Sahara Desert. And there's actually evidence of a wave coming in. And there's erosion on one side of it where the entire civilization was swallowed. So it's actually quite beautiful. They actually use the eye of the Sahara in space as a point to actually determine where the Earth is in its rotation. It's kind of beautiful. And you can also grow shit on the space station. And I'm super excited about that. I don't know why I put that in, but I'm just like excited about everything in space.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I really wish I could go fly to the backside of the moon because I think the moon's a satellite.
So, but just a small intervention.
Yeah.
The moon literally is a satellite.
Okay,
that's what it's called.
I think it's
Brittany
hollow.
Brittany means satellite in
Like
the way
Death Star.
like the things that give you cable kind of does satellite give you cable?
I
Whatever.
I
That
look
kind of
at it
satellite.
as, so like satellite as in
Superveillance.
observing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or sorry, surveillance. Surveillance. I can't talk.
Surveying, like assuring.
Mm-hmm.
I think that for a multitude of reasons, actually, this is like my strongest theory. I think that the moon is a satellite because if a intelligently, highly specialized, highly intelligent being came down and in some way genetically altered us or introduced Rh factor to our blood, which is huge pile of evidence, I believe. Humans don't actually naturally produce the Rh factor in their blood. And 43% of all humans that have been abducted have specified that they've been abducted by the Greys. So there's like 5 different species of aliens. But primarily the Greys are the ones that have the accessibility to cause evil. So when they abduct humans, they're mostly doing like genetic tests and those kinds of things. And they're like sterilizing people and all of that by trying to mix their genetics with us and that kind of stuff. But that's just theory. I do think that if there was like an intelligent alien that came down and designed us, they would want to keep an eye on our progression. Mm-hmm. And no other like moon and sun in any other like planet is the same size in their sky. And I think like our moon is so fixed in its orbital pattern. It's so fixed in its rotation that we never see the far side of it. Like it is an intelligently crafted.
You know, we have seen the far side of it, right?
Well, that's
They've
cool.
taken pictures.
Yeah, but like it's never rotated towards us. And it never will be. Because I think it's intelligently designed. I mean, obviously, yeah, science. Like there is scientific proof of like why the moon does what it does. But I believe that it's a satellite to observe us.
Again, something that I do not believe. But if it were to come out that it was true, I guess nothing would surprise me.
You just
at
call
this
me and be
point.
like, yo, awesome.
Like you got your shit right. But it's not something that like if
It's
someone asks me, do
highly
you think that
unlikely.
the moon is being used to surveil us? I will say no. I do not think it is there to surveil us.
What if we originated on Mars and escaped to the moon? And there's people living, like our old civilizations are living inside the moon, just watching us, waiting for us to get along.
The issue, I mean, I don't even know where to start. Okay.
I mean, our world is so fucked right now.
It is, but I don't think that.
Gaelan, you've been so quiet.
I'm
just
just taking it all in.
Okay,
I'm
how do you feel right now? Are you okay?
My mind is blown.
Okay, you're probably just sitting here like these bitches right now.
Well,
like,
I am,
Hang on,
but I'm also
don't lump me in with you.
and be like this girl
I'm now
right
looking at near side of the moon facts. So keep going.
Far side of the moon.
No,
No,
near
he's talking
side
about
of the
near
moon.
side of the moon.
Near side.
And it's not called the dark side. It's called the far side because it's not actually dark. By the way.
Okay.
Didn't we just say that? Didn't I send you something after the last podcast? I said that China actually put someone on the dark side of the moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Far side, dark
Hey,
side.
guess what? China is not going to give us any fucking information.
So That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
I know, but they did put a rover on, and the rover is getting images. But who the fuck is to say that we're going to get those images? China is so restricted on all of their information that we are not going to get those images if they exist.
Even if we don't.
In fact, they're going to take that information and they're going to fucking send shit up there and take care of it themselves because it's China and they need a leg up. Let's be real.
They need a leg up?
They feel as though they need a leg up because America sucks and we fucked them over and they're going to come back and kick us in the ass. Okay, we're getting off on a totally different tangent.
Any of that, but we're going to change to that.
Yeah,
so,
my specialty is not politics. It is aliens.
No. Your specialty is art. Stay in your lane.
Wow. Okay. I'm
no,
gonna
hang
go
on.
cry now. Okay, so the moon facts. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, two of the very first Americans that landed on the moon. If you believe that we landed on the moon and don't believe that it was a studio shot, which I think you're ridiculous if you think it was a studio shot because we landed on the moon. Let's be real.
On the satellite, the alien satellite.
Okay, yes, it is an alien satellite.
You're crazy if you think the moon landing was fake, which I believe it was.
Yeah, you're crazy.
It was real. It was definitely real.
You're crazy if you think the moon landing was fake, but you're even crazier if you don't think the moon's a satellite. So I will give up.
You have a very
guess,
narrow line to walk between.
Yeah,
crazy
I guess
and not
I'll give up the fact that it was like potentially a studio shot, and I guess I'll just accept that it's like literally a satellite in our sky watching us like do everything that we do. But no, so like when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon for the very first time, they had dropped their initial set of it wasn't like luggage, but it was like debris. And when they did, they said that they had heard the moon, they had assumed or something, ring like a bell for an hour to potentially maybe represent the theory that it could be hollow. So I haven't done as much research as you, but the moon's strata is very different than ours. No, it is.
Significant different amount of is a different density. It's much less dense than us.
Exactly. So sound
it's a
would
lot
have
of
traveled.
titanium, a lot more titanium than us, and it's a lot less gravity.
Well,
so it makes sense that it would vibrate. And like, as we know, there is no sound in space, but it makes sense that it would imitate that kind of the frequency. But I think that had more to do with the strata and the composition of the rock they were standing on.
Well, I think the composition of the rock is also incredibly intelligently designed because it's actually made for gamma radiation, and it's made for it's literally made to protect from space. It's made to protect from gamma radiation and UV radiation and a lot of
So do you think
radiation.
maybe, I'm just playing devil's advocate here,
fine.
But do you think maybe instead of it being made to be protected from gamma radiation, the reason it has survived, wasn't made because of that, but it did survive because it was made of those things. So
I definitely think,
you know what I mean?
No, I definitely think. But
maybe it wasn't intelligent. Maybe it was just, it was lucky enough to survive because it happened to be made of these materials that protected it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have thought of that, but I look at that and then I compare that with also the crater depths, and they don't really go below a certain depth. They all kind of hit. I don't know what the exact number is. I read it. I don't think it's 4 feet or something. It's not 4 feet. It's something crazy, but it's they literally, it's almost like hitting bedrock. They don't go below a certain depth.
I mean, you could
probably
argue
of the moon.
If you pulled all the water off the earth that the oceans don't go beneath a certain depth. You know what I mean? Of course, there's going to be a point where the depth ends. Otherwise, it's going to have a hole through it.
But it's all of the craters don't go below a certain depth. But
they're not all exactly.
So it could be bedrock.
They're not all exactly 4 feet deep. They're
but they don't go any deeper than blank.
But that makes sense because then it would have a hole through it like a donut.
Yeah, but if it was hollow though and intelligently designed, don't you think your inner layer would be the most strong?
Same thing about Earth. The exact same thing.
Yeah,
about
but
Earth.
we've proved that we have magma centers, and we've proved that we have magnetic poles that shift and all of that.
But have we proved it?
You're right. Have we proved that it's round? Have we
actually
proved that it's flat?
It's more of an oval.
I'm sorry, but all those pictures are just government doctored photos, and the Earth is actually flat. This is about the time to tell you, and then I'm gonna see myself out. Bye.
Get out. No pizza for you.
I really honestly, I love the idea that it could be a satellite because romantically, I love the idea that, I mean, honestly,
it's fun. It's a fun fantasy.
Well, yeah, it's romantic. I don't think it's a fantasy, but I think it's a romantic idea to think that
You think it's romantic that aliens are watching us like specimens?
Yes, because it makes me feel more comforted. It makes me feel more comfortable knowing that
I will turn that and say that is what to some people religion is.
I understand.
You
and
feel
I think
that you were
religion
being
is
watched
incredibly
out for.
comforted. I think a religion is incredibly comfortable. I think entertainment is comfortable. I think jokes are comfortable. I think we do a lot of things in our life as humans.
Comforters are comfortable. Pillows are comfortable.
Well, yeah, but
My bed is comfortable.
we do a lot of things in our life that make us comfortable because that's the human condition. We want to feel safe.
It's not even necessarily human nature. It's just nature. Everything wants to be in its stasis, in its comfortable form. Animals want to be comfortable. It's just
I think
sitting in the norm.
I think we are going to see the next golden age. I do. I think that if our society and our like nations can get out of this like where I feel like everybody's mind is so closed right now, and I think the ability to open up like literally if I could give everybody in the world psilocybin, like I literally would. Because I feel that people shouldn't just go do drugs to find out who they are or like find out what they believe in. But I definitely think that there are things in this world that can help you to open your mind. And I think that what our society does a lot is it closes our minds to so many things, closes our minds to other people's genders, other people's sexual orientations, other people's way of living their lives. We can't even agree on the way we teach our children, to be honest. So
I would argue I do think things are we're not going to get into politics. Yeah, things are inflamed right now, but I think that is human nature, and that humans have always been it is my way or the highway with everything, and that's just human nature. Let's move on past politics.
If war is inevitable?
It is.
Well, like interplanetary war,
it's in human nature.
So like what about like extraterrestrials though? Do we think that we may see that in our future? Like
are you using interplanetary war? Are you using royal we here?
I mean we as in like we humanity.
No, I mean, you say, do we think? Do you mean like...
Do we as a human race think that we will...
Well, I think our president thinks that I
think our president's insane, but that's my own theory. Take me down, Trump. I dare ya. 2020, Brittany McCarty.
Well, speaking of the government and thinking that, I did find the name of that CIA guy that I was talking about.
Oh, yay.
His name was Roscoe... Honestly, his name makes you not want to believe him. His name was Roscoe Hillenkoetter. He was the first CIA director. He was appointed by Truman. He retired from his distinguished Navy career in 1957. And he would write letters saying that it's time for the truth to be brought out in open congressional hearings. He said that the Air Force had investigated 6,312 UFO reports, but wanted to hide the facts. He was very open about the fact in his mind that we had spoken with aliens, and to me, that was a pretty big, he could have been totally batshit for all we know, but I thought that was very fascinating that the first head of the CIA was like, they exist, we've seen them, we've investigated them, and they're not being honest with you. Look up his name. Roscoe, hang on. I just said it and I forgot
What if his name was like Roscoe Roswell?
No, it's Roscoe, Roscoe, Hillenkoetter, Hillencoe. TTER, for those of you who want to look up him. He could be crazy. I don't know much about it. I read an article forever ago about it, but
another really cool thing is, well, not a cool thing actually. Obviously when you join the government or when you join the military forces or whatever, you have to follow a lot of stringent rules and regulations. But as an astronaut, even through NASA, and I really hope that Elon Musk changes this, but as an astronaut through NASA, especially in the 40s, 50s, 60s, like you were not allowed to report anything that was abnormal, or you would have lost all of your rights and abilities to become an astronaut. So
clarify by report, that means they could report it to their superiors and to the government. They just couldn't.
They could not report it to the public.
They couldn't go to the media.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say,
Buzz Aldrin, after he landed on the moon, did not speak to anybody for years. And what he did account after he did one of his very first interviews, like 20 or 30 years later, is that they saw things. They saw ships on the moon, and they had to report it and had to leave immediately because
that's freaky.
They weren't sure what was going on. And when they had heard it ring like a bell, and when they had saw the ships literally emerging from the far side of the moon, that made them think that there was other stuff out there.
Something coming for them, yeah.
And they weren't sure if they should go to the far side of the moon, so they had asked, and they told them not to.
Can you imagine you're
they were told
first
not
man
to.
You go into space and you set foot on the moon, and you're looking at Earth, and you turn around and you see ships coming at you.
And what was this? Was this in the 40s or the 50s? Like when? 1969.
No.
Wait, yeah.
It was
I'll
in the
never forget
60s.
that. 69. It was 1969. Because I was in school and I was like,
You were. Oh, I was gonna say you weren't in school. You weren't alive yet. But I
no,
got you.
I was in the woods just being inappropriate. Because that was all the.
All right. Anyways,
Can't no G. You'll remember those.
Good
moments.
days.
Anyway. Yeah. So life is good. So we'll keep it really alien specific. We've gotten off the.
So let's talk about lizard people because
reptilians.
I don't know a whole lot about lizard people. I do know that in your notebook you had these two different alien races,
Yes.
which are actually both the quote
I
unquote
think they're
lizard
different.
people. No, but
They call them reptilians.
they call them reptilians, but they are called that Enoki tribe or whatever you call it. If you look up Enoki
Okay.
tribe, it says lizard people. It's
So,
just the
I think
the
it does that.
politically correct term for them.
So I think that one of our first alien species that landed on the Earth, I think, were in Egypt, and I think that they were the Anukai. And I think that what I learned actually, excuse me, I'm gonna burp. What I learned initially in art history, actually in college, was that a lot of these ancient civilizations were depicting art on their stones. Obviously, hieroglyphs are a thing. Whatever, we have people that literally dedicate their entire lives to understanding these things. But what we are seeing a lot of is, one, in Egypt, they show a lot of wires and a lot of electricity connected to lights and connected to old phosphorescent bulbs. And in one of the hallways, actually in Egypt, in the biggest pyramid, they have this room that actually just looks like it's very, very narrow, and it looks like a set of stairs that goes up. But what they're saying is that if they were to have put like reactors in that room, just to basically, take charge of all of the power that would have been going through there, it would have literally ran for like decades or centuries. So it could have been,
Well, I guess I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't aliens. It could have been aliens.
Yeah.
But who's to say it wasn't people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing to me, again, I don't know if aliens have visited the Earth. I don't know if they've had an impact on us. But I do think it's interesting how different cultures over the world have displayed similar elements and experiences that kind of stands out to me.
Yeah, I feel you. I think that there have been so many species that have come down that have influenced us in some way, shape, or form, or have maybe even influenced culture. Because definitely our religion, I think, came from a lot of those stories. And I wonder why we took so many of those religious stories and just the telephone game as a kid. You sit in a circle and you tell someone something, and literally over time, the message is not relayed.
Well, I mean, not to take it away from aliens, but if I'm very fascinated by religion as well, and even if you take aliens out of the equation and read a book. I'm just going to use the Bible because that's what I grew up with. If you read the Bible, that has been translated and cropped and summarized and reworded for centuries, and it probably has a very different meaning now than it used to. They've changed. There's a book that my mother gave me called The Last Apostle, and it is about a female apostle that Jesus had, and they essentially changed things up so that there was no female apostle, and which I don't know, I wasn't there, but very fascinating because the reality is of history, we were not there, and obviously there's some stuff that we can know for certain because there's archaeological evidence. There's some stuff that is just word of mouth, and people are notoriously skeevy when it comes to the truth.
Well, and especially I don't mean to put them into it or lump everyone together, but the church and a lot of all of them, and mostly the Italian ones, and mostly the I'm not trying to be oh my gosh, the Italian
watch
churches.
out, you don't want to piss the Italians off.
OMG. No, I just mean most religions that started, I think, started in a very evil place.
No, I disagree. I think
Really?
that I do think that there is an aspect to religion that is power.
Absolutely.
And again, probably don't want to get too into religion,
Well, and,
but I
information.
also think that there, regardless of what you believe, and I'm agnostic. I believe that there is more than materiality, but that's the extent of, because I don't know. But
I believe in aliens.
I don't think aliens are a religion, but
I think they are.
I guess they could be. You know what? Anything could be.
I think the intelligent creation and design of us and our Earth is due to aliens.
I think that
And
religion,
also
a lot of religion exists because people like being told what to do. It's comforting. Like you said, being watched and knowing that there is a higher power, and basically being parented a lot of people like that. It's nice having something looking out for you and saying, these are the rules, obey them.
Yeah.
And B, a lot of the rules, quote unquote, that come from religions are good for you. Like, don't eat pork. Pork's really not that great for you, especially, back in the olden days, and different stuff like that. Don't do certain things that are going to hurt you and that do it based on religion, it is a big brother looking out for you kind of thing. I think he's getting pizza.
Awesome. We're so ready for pizza. So does anybody like
shy away back from religion?
Okay,
reptilians.
Okay, so if we think, so Elizabeth believes that the Anunnaki and the reptilians are the same. I think they're a little bit different, and I think they're different because...
But they say when you look them up...
Yeah, they're really... Because I've seen them expressed
You know what it
both.
is? It's because... I'll let you finish. I'm just going to put in a blurb
here.
It's because I think that neither of them exist. So people create their own theories and say they're the same thing or they're not. Because it's kind of like it's like people saying chupacabras are aliens and people saying no, chupacabras are mammals. I mean, chupacabras don't exist.
That, and it's like, what is, I think there's aliens, and then I think there's like, I really do believe that there's like, okay, this is going to be even crazier, but like vampires and shit. Like
they're
supernaturals.
Like not supernatural vampires like stay undead forever, but energy vampires. Have you ever hung out with someone who makes you tired and you're just exhausted after hanging out with them? That person is a vampire. They're an energy vampire.
I was about to say a name, but then I realized I was on a podcast. Woo! Anyway, we're gonna just cheers.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Exactly.
But I guess I should count myself lucky.
Dying, no big deal. So I think Mark Zuckerberg is an alien.
Okay, if anyone is an alien or a robot, because I would buy a robot too, it would be Mark Zuckerberg.
He literally does not emote.
He is weird.
He does not emote.
Yeah.
How did he have a child?
He had a child?
He has a child.
Are you sure?
He has a wife. She's Asian.
So we know that aliens can reproduce.
Actually, we actually don't know that. They could have adopted. She could have artificially inseminated. She could have been a surrogate. She could be human. Who fucking knows?
That child could be a cyborg. What happens if a robot and a human have a child? Is it a cyborg?
I don't think a robot and a human will ever be able to have a child, but I definitely see that our metaphysical nature is going to be definitely embedded in technology.
If you want to jump ahead and say, okay, we're going to get into it. We're going to
whatever.
We'll talk about whatever.
It's all connected.
If you get into a world where you say you think we're going to have a golden age, and we could or we couldn't. I don't disagree with that. I think that the science is greatly grown. I don't think we'll see it in our lifetimes.
Morbidly, I literally think after we have like a mass extinction event, we'll have a golden age.
But yeah, I think when we get to a point where robots can do everything, which a lot of scientists say we're about 20 years from, I think that things will get very interesting. But we get to a point where medicine is like when we have nanotechnology that can go in and fix and heal you. I think that's when we'll get to a point where maybe robots could help people reproduce.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got to that.
No, it's okay. And I literally cannot wait for them to design that one machine that was in one of those like futuristic movies that I saw that I was like, oh my god, that would cure like all of your issues like forever.
Are you talking about Alien, where you get in that little pod and they do I love the movie. I love all of the Alien movies. So Journey Weaver is like my first girl crush. Yeah, I know, I have all of them.
Oh my god, we need to like literally watch them.
So, if Kyle ever listens to these, Kyle wanted to watch Alien. We started watching it, and he turned to me halfway through the movie and said, "Can we watch a real movie now?"
Kyle's not my friend anymore. I'm sorry, Kyle, if you're listening to this.
It's because he's a baby. Anymore. We're
literally
21.
not friends. Like, that is one of the realest movies ever. Like,
and she's so strong.
And when she performed that, like, that Alien movies did not exist. I'm sorry. When Sigourney Weaver performed that, Alien movies did not exist.
No, they existed.
Let
but
me repeat.
Good ones did not exist.
Good Alien movies did not exist before this bitch got on camera and was just like, I'm gonna be a strong, independent woman and I'm gonna fight me some fucking aliens.
There's actually a lot of papers on her character as a female character. She was one of the first like strong female characters, especially in the horror type genre. And also, a fun, strange fact, John's mom used to look like Sigourney Weaver.
I learned that I style my hair every day like John's mom.
You do?
That's funny.
That's interesting.
It's whatever. No big deal. I'm not even gonna... Yeah, anyway.
I don't know where we're going with this anymore. We need Gaelan to direct us.
Yeah, I mean, well, so like, okay.
So much pepperoni on
So
this?
we definitely talked enough about religion and like enough about the pyramids and enough of the moon. So let's like, okay. I've heard people say that there's 5 alien species on Earth. Okay. And I have heard that there are kind of like almost Aryan. They're kind of like giants. They're definitely humanoid. They definitely look like us. So I think that if anything were to have come down and like, showed us that it was like some divine being or something, it could have been these humanoid aliens because they're basically us from the future. And they're here.
So you think they can time travel?
Yep. No, I don't think they can time travel. I think they're literally us from the future. Like I literally
That
think,
is what time travel is.
No, I think that they could have been us from 20 or 30,000 years ago and have been like advanced enough to the point that like they survived and are
So they are not us from
developing
the
higher
future. They are a
technologies.
more advanced version of us.
Yes, basically.
Okay.
So they, the reason actually that I'm so interested in this species of alien is because, one, they're said to be giants. They're said to be 6 or 7 feet tall. They're all light skinned. They all have light eyes and they have blonde or red hair. Now, if you look at most of our ancient art from the Renaissance period and before, most of the highest like deity or most like majestic or like most like ethereal beings that they're representing in art are of these 6 or 7 foot giant people.
So do you think people
with
who are
light
6 or
hair.
7 feet tall are a part that?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I do think, however, that these individuals are here and could have at some point influenced their genetic material onto us because they could have known of the importance of our intelligent design and could have potentially interfered at that point in time. But currently, it's theorized that they live in Mount Shasta in California, Northern California, and they are literally only here to conduct like special missions and care about the overall health of the Earth. Evidence. There was a flight admiral. I wrote down his name in my notes. But we'll look it up. There was an admiral that only wrote in his personal diary that he had taken a secret exhibition.
Who read his diary? That was very rude of
It was
him.
published. It was published
That's
after
the
he died.
worst. That's a nightmare to happen to
No,
a diary.
I mean, like,
Publish it.
if I ever die, please publish my diaries.
Do not publish my diaries.
Please publish
I haven't
my
written any
diaries.
since I was 12, but I imagine they're really awful.
Mine are literally dream journals, and it's kind of fucking
You write
fabulous.
every night?
I literally have to because I remember my dreams for the entire day. I have lucid dreams every night.
Does writing them down help? Because I lucid dream. every
Lucid
night.
dreams
Yes.
are wild.
Yes, they do. It does help a lot. It helps me
Does it
internalize
get you
them.
like get out of them out of the mood?
It, no, it actually like it helps you go into the dream the next night with more information.
Why do you want to go back?
Because I like to open doors. I
I
like to
don't- I
open
wanna
as
close
many
every
doors
dream
as
door.
possible
What's
in
your
my
most
brain.
common dream?
I'm always exploring abandoned houses or abandoned mansions or abandoned places, and I'm always looking for things.
That's
not
like
too
that's
bad.
like my life.
No, like for real. Like I'm literally always like I've had so many dreams where like Elizabeth and I have explored like old mansions that are kind of abandoned, kind of haunted, kind of creepy, kind of weird, and we're always just like searching for like I honestly don't ever know what we're searching for, but we're always searching for something. We're always searching for a person or we're searching for like I don't know, like
Just
a ghost
looking
or
for the
something
answer.
crazy.
Is Elizabeth the most common person in dreams that you have dreams
No, I actually dream about myself as a man a lot, which is
I
really
do
weird.
too. Almost, I'd say 70%
Yeah.
of my dreams I'm a man.
Yeah, 70% of my dreams I'm a man,
all
and
my
then
war dreams I'm a man.
I only dream about exploration a lot.
Gaelan's
I dream
looking at us.
no, and I dream about water a lot. So I'll dream like I'm exploring the ocean. There was this really really cool dream I had. It was I'll never forget it. It was literally like Corey and I were on this jet ski and we were in the middle of this ocean, and it was literally the middle of the ocean. So there was nothing around us in any direction, and the only thing that was in front of us were these huge. No, almost. Huge like metal poles that were going deep into the ocean water and were basically supporting like a bridge or something crazy. And we were on these jet skis and we were literally going through this water. And we were trying to ride these waves and we were trying to get to the ladders to
Gaelan
go
is
up
hungry.
these ladders to go up these like big metal pipes to get to the top of the bridge, because apparently there was something there. And like
That's
I'll
cool.
never forget, we'd climbed all the way to the top and then I fell into the water, and it was like actually so serene and beautiful.
Do you wake
And,
up when you die in your dreams?
no, but I fall often.
I
And
always wake up when I die in my dreams.
I never die in my dreams. I don't let myself die.
When I was a kid, I lucid dreamed way more than I do now. And whenever I'd have a nightmare, I would be like, I need something to kill myself. And I'd like jump off a building and I'd wake up.
So I learned, this is actually kind of a really dark like childhood thing. I learned that I painted with my poop when I was younger. How many artists can say that they've done that?
That's what started it all.
Is that verified?
It was verified yesterday by my uncle. He said that he came over one time, and I'm not really afraid of this. My parents were quite terrible. So they didn't want to be parents. It was,
They
like,
weren't parents. They just created you.
yeah, they were there. And my uncle said that, I don't know, he used to come over all the time and we would always be like in a room or whatever. And he went in there one time to check on us and we were literally like painting with poop on the walls. And I was like, how many artists? How many artists can say that? How many artists can say that?
Were you dreaming?
No, it was real life. It was real life, unfortunately.
How old were you?
I was probably like 4 or 5. My
you can say I did a lot of weird things as a kid, but not that.
Me and my sister.
My mom's also an artist.
Yes, she is actually graduating.
She's very talented.
Really? She's actually way more talented than I am.
What's her handle?
She doesn't have social media, so I'm actually going to make that my goal this summer. We're going to be visiting our aunt in Virginia.
I want to see her artwork because maybe I'll add it to my McCarty collection, my Leonard collection.
McCarty, and we are both. No, but we are literally. I would love to open up a gallery with her one day.
She is very talented. Obviously, Brittany is as well. They're both very talented.
Oh my god, if they put Corey on a sub, I'd be so pissed. My dad was just like, "Are they going to put him on a sub?" And I was like, "No." Okay, what was I literally just talking about? Katie.
You were looking at Katie.
Oh my gosh.
Painting with poop.
Okay, that's the one she sent me today.
It's cool.
I would like to see.
It's just an abstract.
I like
Where's
that.
it though?
So
SUNY Potsdam, right?
Yeah, she's in SUNY Potsdam. She's actually, my sister Caitlin Leonard is graduating with her Bachelor's of Fine Arts on Friday, so I'll be traveling out to see her and celebrate. She followed her sister's steps. Her sister also has a Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Is this your
middle
one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a younger one.
Yeah, so I'm the oldest. I've got sister Katie, who's 2 years younger than me. She's 24, and then Haley's 22. So
is Haley an artist too?
Haley is actually an anthropologist. And an archaeologist. She wants to study the ancient civilizations. So I gave her my alien theory last night, and she was like, "Bitch, you crazy."
What would a podcast with 3 Leonard girls be like? Is that wild?
Probably
would be very quiet. She wouldn't say a single word.
You would
Haley's middle one?
you would get
Youngest.
all of our family laundry in that entire podcast. You would
Katie
literally
and
get
Brittany
our
would make that
entire you would get the whole Leonard trauma and
Wait, Haley's
understand all of
youngest?
us.
Yeah,
She doesn't talk?
She's very quiet.
We had I basically raised my sisters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and my dad. But it makes you a strong, independent woman. And I went to a different school every year until 10th grade. And I don't think that I've met another person in the world that can talk to anyone. And I love that. And I'm so grateful for the skills I gained over the years. And I'm so excited about exploring aliens now because it's literally my passion.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
I mean, it literally was
Cheers.
aliens. I mean, I can't believe, I'm actually, can I give a shout out right now? I'm going to give a shout out to Nick Went. This is an ex of mine.
Do that.
No.
Come
I'm
on.
literally, I'm going to give a shout out to Nick Went. Nick, you gave me the confidence to join the Catholic Church and then question every single thing about it. And I just wanted
Nick
to
Wentz,
say,
friend of the show.
I thank you. I thank you so much for your ginger influence on my life. And I thank you so much for setting me free because
Also,
Are you a ginger?
explored-
Ginger's a thing for you.
She dated
Okay,
3 gingers.
listen.
3.
Listen, I like guys with light hair because I don't like me some dark hair on a guy. It's just not my thing. Not a fan. I don't like body hair.
So I'm just going to say that Nick was my friend first. He lived right next door to me. I was very good friends with him.
Were you
They
dating
met. No, I wasn't. And I told them, you two cannot date.
He thought
You
she
are
was
very
cute.
different people. It will not go over well. And they dated. And guess what happened? Now I'm not friends with Nick anymore because I had to choose.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm
Guess
so
what?
sorry.
Now
I
we're
love
here
you.
looking at aliens. We'll get Nick on.
That was a better choice.
I don't even know whatever he's doing with his life now. I
He
had
is
to unfriend him.
actually, I've creeped on him. So he is actually flying F-15s in the United States Air Force. He
pretty
went
cool.
for his dreams. He wanted to be in the Air Force when I was dating him. So good for you, girl. Congrats. Pat yourself
Can't wait
on
to
the
get
back.
Nick on the show.
Yeah, I know. I can't
Nick's
wait
gonna
for
be
him to
like,
listen to this
"Who?"
and be like,
Nick's pretty funny, actually. He's a good kid.
I'm gonna send this to
sorry,
him
but
and
he
be
is.
funny. No, legitimately, I enjoyed my time with Nick. He just liked someone else, so
No,
that was
and
fun.
well, and also Nick was legitimately very Catholic. Like
Very Catholic.
Wait till marriage Catholic. And Brittany is
Wait
Brittany.
till marriage Catholic. Wait till marriage Catholic. Let's move on. Wait until
We have some
still waiting.
stories. We have some stories, but they're not
marriage
radio safe.
Catholic. I
Okay, keep
tried everything
No politics, no religion.
I
Keep going.
could. Yeah, but we'll talk about sex.
No, we'll skip on.
Yeah. Ooh.
That'll be another podcast.
Ooh, child. Okay, I'll stop. You
So,
can pay me later.
aliens.
That was a performance. I expect $200. Thanks. I take checks. Bye.
Venmo at Brittany McCartis.
Actually, Venmo at let me give you my real handle so you can send me money. Hashtag I'm broke.
Oh no, you have 46
Thanks,
cents,
honey.
don't you?
Oh, I have negative 46 cents in my account right now.
Oh, negative 46 cents.
No, give me more.
Well, let me give you. You want me to Venmo you? I'm gonna Venmo you 46 cents.
Okay, please
right
do
now.
not Venmo me anything because I get paid tomorrow and then I'm going to feel bad because the bank transfer is probably going to overdraw me because my bank is shit.
Going to Venmo you.
Nobody ever joined TD Bank. Not ever a sponsor.
Do USAA. They're the best.
Yeah, I literally will because now I am an Army wife.
They are
Navy wife.
the best. Yeah. Oh my God. Do not make that mistake once he's in.
Ooh.
Okay,
We can edit.
so-
we can edit.
Listen. Aliens exist. I mean, like, if you don't believe that they exist, that's cool, but they do. And when you find out that they exist and probably have been here for a while and you shit your pants, please call me because I will help you with your transition into the alien life. Wow, she literally sent me 46 cents. I just got a Venmo notification from Miss Elizabeth Jent.
Please verify that. Make sure that
I'm going
gets
to
into your
verify
account.
this transaction.
What's
I
46
literally
cents
don't
for?
know if they're going
She's
to...
at 46 cents in the negative in her account right now.
Oh, geez. Well, you should get her 47.
I mean, if you want to,
Oh,
if you
shoot,
want to,
you're right.
like, Gaelan, if you want to write me a check
$1.47.
for this bad boy, I will take it because I actually
have
need
it.
it right now.
That was free, right?
No, I mean it was a
Right.
donation, but tips are
That wasn't
highly
part of the original.
recommended. There, bud. I'm just saying.
Make a
I
donation.
initially priced that at $3,000. Just saying. I'm not expecting you to write me a check for $3,000 or anything, but love you. So I'm an artist as well as an alien enthusiast. So if you are not familiar with my work, Gaelan, shut up. It's Brittany McCartist or Brittany McCartist Art on Instagram. Hashtag Brittany McCartist. And I'm an abstract expressionist. So I created some amazing paintings for Gaelan most recently because he just inspired me with his beautiful face and his wonderful personality. And
my non-dark hair.
Yeah, and you're non-dark hair. Not that I ever think about that. You're a married man.
Man.
Gross.
I'm not red, though.
You're not just a man. You're a man.
Okay.
Man.
Ginger's
Man.
preferred. Ginger's preferred. Blondes accepted.
I have a.
The last person that I ever slept with was
John's got red hair, too.
Elizabeth's
was
boyfriend.
John. So they hooked up before we. Fun fact. Oh, I haven't.
We're
told this
Eskimo
story.
sisters.
So the first thing I ever said to John, I was
Fun
sitting
podcast.
and Brittany and I lived together for a while.
shit, you
I
guys
was
knew this, too.
sitting on the
Okay.
couch with my boyfriend at the time. John walked in. Brittany was hammered. She
Hammered.
was having,
Elizabeth had just bathed me.
She was having me.
Elizabeth had
sext
just bathed
John
me.
for her. So
He's
I
like,
knew
hey,
what the
come over here,
conversation
baby.
was.
Oh my
And-
God, John's gonna listen to this later and
Yes,
be like,
he
I'm
is.
so
Whatever,
embarrassed.
it's fine.
Oh my God.
So he walks in, and I just smiled and said, "We know why you're here. She's in your bedroom." And that
Yeah,
was the first
like,
thing I
you
ever
know.
said to him. And now
We
we're gonna
know.
get married, so it's cool.
Exactly. So she sat in the living room that happened.
went down.
So it was so
Wow.
awkward.
How
Also,
long ago
by
was
the way,
that?
like he was literally the last person I slept with before Corey.
think it was
Wow.
2 years before John and I started dating.
Yeah, like legitimately.
Because Shane and I were a year. Yeah, it was 2 years before.
Okay, can I be honest? Oh my God, I get to be honest right
She was
now.
red
I
hair,
did
too.
not introduce you guys for the longest time because I was afraid you guys were going to get together. Like, can I be real?
We didn't meet through you.
No, I know.
Oh.
Exactly. You could have. And I almost did.
I got permission.
But then I was like, wait, my friend. No, you did. She literally messaged me.
I
And she was
asked.
like, hey, by the way, I really like this guy, but like, I know you slept with him. And I was like, girl, I don't care. Like,
you were dating
wasn't-
Corey, but I
Yeah,
figured
it
I'd
wasn't
ask.
a big deal. It wasn't anything fabulous.
It was a one night stand.
It was a one night stand. And we're friends now. Him and I are great. We go on.
They're neighbors.
Yeah, exactly.
Friends, neighbors.
Friends, neighbors. He loves my fiance. My fiance loves him. Like, all is well. We have good vibes. He was so respectful.
We are one big happy family. Sometimes
Yeah,
literally.
one big.
So when was the last
happy
time you slept with Corey?
family.
Right before he left, actually.
Yeah, no, it's she might.
Wait, wait, today's what day?
Our children in a couple months are going to be interesting.
Wait a minute. Why do they have
Lols.
that Jent nose?
Oh my God. Okay, that was obnoxious.
Corey's gonna come back and be very.
So aliens. So the reptilians. So we think Mark Zuckerberg is a reptilian because if you look at his
no. He's
Congress
a robot.
speech.
He's a robot.
Okay, if you look at his Congress speech, he does not emote. I do not know if he is physically or mentally capable of
Gaelan,
emoting.
have you watched it?
what?
His Congress speech where he talks about Facebook. It's
walking
hilarious
home.
because he's talking.
We run ads.
He's talking to a bunch of 60-year-olds.
I'm
so
pissed
he's
off.
trying to explain the internet to 60-year-olds. That in itself is funny, but also he's very robotic and strange.
This is all I have. You guys already finished that? Oh, good lord. Can I take the rest of this? Or
Yeah, you're fine. I'm you poured me.
It's good.
Yeah, Brittany, you're in your third glass. Give a girl a pour.
Hey,
Oh, was that mixing? Ooh.
It doesn't count when it's wine on wine.
Oh no, I spilled.
That's
But I
your-
only
that's
spilled
your-
on my mouse pad.
Is this the one that
That's
you had
your
to
mouth
wash
pad, I don't
because you
care.
got moldy?
Okay, Gaelan.
Why did you? No, that's I don't need. No, you keep yours because you're spilling it more.
Now you have Brittany's herpes.
You're fine.
We're all sharing.
Or you
here,
can
it's
give
fine.
it back. I don't care. I haven't sucked dick in a couple months, so you're welcome.
Corey only left
I'm
3 weeks
sorry.
ago.
Rick, what'd
hang
you
on,
say?
hang on. Corey only left 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm a
Explain.
bad wife.
That poor fellow.
His birthday too. I went over his
Gaelan's
birthday
like-
and he got nothing.
Oh my god!
God, I would have took him with me and hung out.
That's why he left, girl.
Brittany passed out. Actually, Corey fell asleep on the floor that night.
No,
He came
actually,
back
you passed
so
out,
drunk.
and I got a snap the next day of Corey's head in the toilet.
Corey
so-
threw up on my couch.
Corey projectile vomited on her couch, and Brittany found out about it as she was in bed. And
Also-
Elizabeth ran into her room and said, "Get the fuck up, because your husband's projectile vomiting."
I discovered a while later. I have a video of it happening.
Oh,
That's good. You keep it
my
to yourself.
God, you
I'm
do.
glad I left
Can we
prior
please
to
watch
that.
it now? Can I please watch
No,
it now?
no,
I'll watch it
no,
later.
no.
Reading.
For the sake of Corey, we're not doing that.
Oh, I feel you. I totally do. He's
Respect
doing
your
great.
husband.
Yeah, he's doing great. He's in the basic training right now. He's doing amazing.
I haven't written him in any letters. I'm a terrible friend.
His ex wrote him a letter. I don't know how I feel about that.
The aliens will get her.
Yeah.
Ellie just said she wrote him a letter.
No. Oh my God! Don't even. We're
hang on.
Eskimo sisters, but
I'm
not
not
that
an
close.
ex yet. I'm his side hustle.
It's just so funny that it had happened. Like honestly, John and I were friends forever, so it was just so awkward and like
It's a
literally
big weird.
no. We just like
You
we
just gotta
texted
be
each other
Brittany
later.
touches every aspect
Like,
of my life.
we
no matter
are
what I
so
do.
sorry that happened. John, if you're listening to this, you're a saint. We are so sorry.
We get John on
He
the,
is a
we get John on the podcast.
You need to. He's much funnier than I
Yeah,
am.
he. Oh my
By
God,
the
don't
way,
even.
John's memes are incredible.
Dude, thank you.
Incredible.
If you have not followed Fridge Kicks
Every
on
time
Instagram,
I swear to God, everyone I look at, I laugh.
dude,
Everyone, not just like one
Fridge
song.
kicks, like it sounds.
He-
Fridge kicks. One word.
FRIDGEKICKS.
It's
This
a hilarious
boy,
Hilarious.
weightlifting meme page.
You know,
Hilarious.
honestly, Fridge Kicks has been his nickname forever.
You know why?
Why?
Okay, so I don't want to ruin. I'm gonna ruin.
Oh my
the story
God,
for
John
him.
is
It's
literally
John's
gonna
story.
listen to this and
It's
be
not,
like, "What?"
It's not that funny, but it's so normal. It's kind of funny. So he was at a party. His shoes went missing.
He kicked a fridge.
No, his shoes went missing. Looked all over for him. Couldn't find them. They
In the
were
fridge.
in the fridge. No idea why. That's where the nickname came from. His shoes just randomly ended up. Brittany's like, he kicked the fridge.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
got it.
I'm
Yep.
like,
I don't know. Yeah, but it's super normal. But that kind of makes it funnier because that's his handle for everything.
You never knew this? I knew this.
Brittany is very drunk.
Yeah, whatever. Aliens.
Did you touch? Oh, yeah, you didn't eat pizza yet.
Bitch.
Let's move that over a little bit.
I'm gonna just eat the crust. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
but
what I do.
What the fuck? But don't touch the mic.
I won't because you said don't get grease on it.
Thank you.
So
you know
Brittany
why?
has a
Because grease doesn't
complex?
come out ever.
Galen's a little bitch.
Ever doesn't come out. Clean,
Actually,
clean
if you
people.
iron a towel over the thing that has grease on it, it can get it out.
What?
Iron a towel.
Wow.
If you get grease on clothes, iron a towel over it and it'll suck the grease out.
Elizabeth is a genius.
I'm a messy,
fact check that?
a messy genius. I've done it before. Listen, I worked in a bagery. Grease was everywhere. I had to
I
find
thought
a
you
way.
worked at a coffee shop.
It was a coffee shop that had bagels.
It's the same thing.
Called
It
The
was
bagery.
It was called the bagery.
You know what sucks? Max
Those
Fields.
fingers.
Oh my God, my fingers are clean. Okay,
I saw you
Mom.
rip the pizza out.
I saw
Mom!
it too.
Brittany.
Mom.
You had one rule.
Mom. Galen's wiping my fingers because he loves
So
me.
Clean people.
Clean
Gaelan,
people.
Brittany
Galen's
has
a
a
freak.
complex where anytime she is told not to do something, she will do it.
Yeah, because like
Brittany,
I don't
touch
like
that mic.
listening.
I'm just kidding. Don't touch. Don't.
I don't like listening to people. I have a problem with authority because I had no parents.
I'm your daddy now. Don't touch that.
Okay, Daddy.
This place is falling apart.
I'm breaking things. I'm breaking things.
I told Brittany not to
Those
touch
are
anything. Now she just
300
knocked
bucks a
over the mic.
piece.
Now her hands over everything.
Galen's like,
I'm having a complex right now.
Galen.
Oh, gee, don't put it in the pizza. Good Lord.
And this is why I bought a rug. I actually bought a rug for
Oh
my
my God.
apartment because every time
Oh my
Brittany comes
God.
over, she spills something.
Oh my God.
All right. Ellie, talk.
Hey, Galen, suck my dick. Galen!
So Brittany's struggling.
Galen!
Except glasses of wine.
Other way.
Yo,
I guess I'll take a video that Galen can
Whoa.
post with this.
No,
I
no.
really
Sit
like-
down. Please sit down.
Hey, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Brittany,
tell me to sit down.
Brittany,
Sit down.
You're so beautiful.
Brittany, seat yourself.
Yo, but I don't want to.
Seat yourself.
Seat yourself or treat yourself. Okay.
Seat yourself or you'll get no Easter candy after.
Yo, I will not touch the mic again.
What's your bag?
What's your favorite Easter candy?
We didn't do Easter candy this year.
It's gummies. Any kind of gummies, fruity stuff. She loves fruity stuff.
You know what? She actually said that she wanted to get me an Easter basket, and I come into her apartment, and I'm like, I don't fucking celebrate Easter. I don't know why my dad sent me an Easter basket. And she goes, I wanted to do Easter baskets. And I was just like,
in my defense, the last 2 Easters in a row, we've done Easter baskets for each
Ellie
other.
seems like Ellie's like a birthday holiday celebrator.
I am. I love holidays.
Be, but my husband never joined me, so I kind of just gave it up.
No, see, that's the thing. You do it all by yourself, and then your significant other will tell you, I love how you make holidays feel around the house. I'm like, it's nice, even though I don't get help.
I mean, I know that you get that feedback, but...
No, I'm kidding.
Hint, hint, fridge kicks.
No, I'm kidding. I don't want him touching any of it. It's all mine.
Shoes in the fridge. Wow.
Yep.
Are you going to
That's
decorate
so
the
easy.
office?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I'm so excited to decorate our new house. It had better go through.
I'm so jealous.
I figured you were because you responded kind of meanly, and I was kind of hurt.
Did I really?
I responded
sorry.
like WTF
Wait, how did
kind
I
of style. I was like, what? And you're
Yeah.
Like, yep.
Was I like, was I?
You-
I'm actually.
You
seeing-
literally said not
Cool.
bad. You said not bad. I'm like,
Oh my
fucking
god, I literally
thanks.
did low for the area and we're not paying asking price. Mortgage won't be terribly much more than we're paying now. Not bad.
Thanks, best friend.
Thanks. LOL.
It
Oh my
wasn't-
god, I didn't even read it like that.
It wasn't even in all caps.
Oh, I literally, okay, and then my response was...
Is there an exclamation point?
Okay,
No.
this is Brittany. Are you ready?
Might as well have just ignored it.
Okay,
Being
This
left
is our
on red would
friendship.
have been better.
okay, this is our friendship. She goes,
Red, 9, 10.
so my best friend's buying
Yeah.
a house. This is how I respond. She goes low for the area. We're not we're not paying asking price. Mortgage won't be terribly much more than we're paying now. Great. We our rent sucks. We're paying like $9.75 a month. I said not
Accepted.
bad because I was jealous. Honestly, she goes thanks. I said come eat some eggs. I have too many. That was my response. What the fuck, Brittany? Okay, I'm a
it
bad
was
friend.
Accepted. She accepted the offer verbally, but she has not signed the contracts yet because she wants her lawyer to look over them first because she doesn't trust me.
That means
So-
pussy ass bitch.
No, she's a very
Who's her
nice
attorney?
lady.
We can't talk
Brockway.
about that because it's personal information on a podcast. So I interrupted you as
We'll
you
bleep
said
it
it.
out. We'll bleep it out. But it's
Exactly.
There we go. Bleeped it out.
Boom. Beep.
Okay.
Gaelan, I'm
Yes,
drunk.
dear. I know that. Well, you took all the wine, so.
It's fine. It's no big deal. No. Hey,
Pour
don't
quick.
you
Pour
dare.
quick. Oh, hey. Hey. Don't
Galen's
spill.
like trying to prevent some
Don't
spills
spill.
happening. He literally is my parent right now.
No,
it's
no,
hilarious.
no. Brittany, everyone's your parent.
It's okay.
Brittany, I have a
The world is.
15-month-old and I have a 25-year-old.
I will literally like not have any more alcohol and I'll still be fun this whole time.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're trash.
Exactly. I'm actually.
I have water,
No, hey,
I have club
stop,
soda.
Stop. I'm good. I promise.
Water, club soda, and I have.
You can give it to me, but I'm not going to drink it. So
right, well.
good welcome.
Good welcome.
You're welcome.
Good welcome.
Let's
Good
talk
welcome.
about aliens.
I'm gonna start saying that from now on. Good
we,
welcome.
Good welcome.
We have not heard anything from you, so you can't
Okay,
hide
so
anymore.
aliens.
Can I also say, people have been like, you talk too much in your podcast, so
Me?
it's good. Yeah, no, it's good that we have overtalked you.
Wait,
I talk too much.
I've never heard that.
With-
who
with
told you
re-
that?
secret individuals have told me
With realty talk or just
Who?
in general?
in general,
Like the whole podcast or just realty talk?
just whatever.
Not even realty
I'm
talk.
not putting
'cause
you
I don't know what
down.
I'm talking about.
No, I'm not putting you down. I'm just
Oh, no,
saying.
I don't
like,
care.
honest-
It was not
honest
me.
feedback.
It's
No.
my
No,
show.
I mean, I
it's
teased
not.
about it,
It's
but-
nothing
It-
bad.
it's
no
my-
one has ever said anything like
It's my
that.
show,
But
and
it's,
I really don't give a fuck.
I
so.
have heard. I'm just saying. I've heard from our listeners,
Wait,
and that's okay.
I'm legitimately curious who told you that.
I'm not saying on the podcast.
Oh, wait, what are you
Ellie,
telling
it's
us
about
after?
me, not you. Don't take
The
my thunder.
individual
I know, but I'm
listening-
Don't
mad.
take my thunder.
No. I'm just saying we are doing an amazing job, and who gives a fuck what they think about what we do? But you know what? You do an amazing thing. We made amazing art, and we're going to continue collaborating as amazing people.
But if you listen to the Gaelan Trombley show, it's almost always the other person talking.
like literally though, I know that. But
Like,
then
the
when I
whole
heard this
time.
person saying that, I was like,
Like you just asked
But
questions.
exactly.
That's it. Done.
We can
Gail
edit
Trombley
out
show.
this entire
Done.
thing.
Ended. Never talking again.
Gaelan
Edit out this entire thing.
Just kidding. We're back tomorrow.
Edit it all. Okay. I'm so happy that I got into single digits, but like, you better bring me back before I leave because I actually like. Do you have
again?
Any, okay.
Again.
Listen, Gaelan,
Actually, well, yeah.
bitch. Do you have any questions about aliens? What are your theories?
Well, I was gonna talk, and then we
No,
started.
like,
Then
go
then you,
ahead.
then you just said I
Interrupted
talked too much, and then you cut me off.
no,
and then,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna talk for a minute, and then I'm done. And then we're just gonna let everybody else talk.
No,
Actually, I
Galen's
think
gonna
on
talk
this
forever.
podcast, I've actually talked probably a total of 4 minutes.
in this podcast?
Yes.
Not
I
even,
wasn't telling
not
you to
even.
be an
3
ass.
minutes?
I was telling you because I heard the feedback and I was like, that
That's
I don't
good.
agree with.
Creative feedback.
I
And-
did
and
not
I
agree
take
with the feedback.
like anything, and I process it.
And
And
you
then
shove it up
Hey.
your butt.
and
Look, I'm telling you.
thanks, Stanley.
Here, take some of this.
So no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Good. You drink. So no,
Nuh-uh.
so that's fine. I'll continue to talk. That's what I do. That's
Can
me.
I hold your hand?
That's me.
Thank you. That's all I need.
Okay.
I'm not holding his hand.
Don't make
because
me
he's
knock
married.
the wine over. So, aliens. I think that there are other life forms outside of the planet
Okay.
because my thing is, if anybody wants to get their mind blown, I think we talked about this on wait, no, I'm not done.
I was trying to be nice.
No, it's good host, but I'm going to keep
Okay,
eating more.
wow.
I've had nothing to eat today,
No,
so
that's
I'm
fine.
starving.
I'm listening.
So, the way that go to your room. No.
Oh my god, I literally feel like a child right now. It's okay. I'm listening.
So aliens. So this is the thing. If you guys are bored, go on like YouTube or whatever, and just type in like the size of Earth in relation to everything else on the planet.
You've done that.
Have you seen these?
No.
You want to make
Tell me.
yourself feel inadequate and just small and
Okay, but,
useless?
like,
do this.
yeah.
So basically, it starts off. We talked about this before. We'll start off with like, oh, this is Venus, this is Mercury, whatever. Here's Earth. They're like, oh, we're big. Then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, here's Mars. You're about the same size. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, by the way, here's Jupiter. Jupiter, you are a dot compared to Jupiter.
Yeah.
And
Then,
that's
by
our
the way,
solar system.
Then it keeps low. Then it keeps going out and goes. Oh, by the way, here's Jupiter to the sun. Jupiter is a dot to the sun.
Yeah.
Then it goes. Oh, hold my beer.
beer.
This is our galaxy compared to the Milky Way. We are
Yeah.
a dot in the Milky Way. So,
We are literally a dot.
And then as you guys want to get more and more, they take the Milky Way, they compare it against another galaxy, and then another galaxy, and
There
then another
has to be
galaxy.
other life.
And
So you're
beautifully.
literally sitting there and your mind is blown. By the time they compared us to Jupiter, my mind was blown. Then they just go more
They
and
go
more and more and more and more.
and more
And it's
and
like,
more.
oh my God, we're 6 galaxies deep, which are specks in those galaxies, can't get any bigger. Oh, wait. By the
And
way,
then
here we go.
let's take our Hubble telescope and let's put it into the sky, into the darkest area, and let's see all of those infamous
think
amounts
about
of galaxies.
think about this. Every star that you see in the sky is only that size because it is so far away. They're bigger than the sun.
Yeah.
The sun is not a big
12
star.
times bigger than the sun.
Yes, but you can see them, but they are billions, millions,
Some of them
billions.
don't even
Light
exist
years.
anymore.
Billions of
you
light
can't even
years
see
away
them
from
that's
us.
what we can see.
Yeah.
So then you're talking about what can't we
Well,
see, which is
no.
trillions and trillions of stars.
And that's the visible light that's literally reaching us years after it's
Think about this.
fucking
The other day,
happening.
how far is the sun from the moon? The other day, I was driving the office. I'm looking up.
Yeah.
The sun is blaring in my eyes. I can't see a
Yep.
thing. I'm literally like, I have the guard down or the
Whatever.
the
Yeah.
thing to block your eyes in the car. I got both hands up. I'm like peeking through my hands just to see the light turn red to green. That's that's the sun, which is hundreds of thousands of miles away, millions.
Yes.
I don't know.
Now the moon is the same size in our sky.
But it's super far away. But if you think about it, the moon, how hard, like that's affecting my eyesight millions of miles away.
That's wild.
And that is a tiny, tiny star compared to the big ones that are out there. Beetlejuice is a star.
Well,
Cool fact.
and that's why it's
Really?
theorized.
That's super cool.
Beetlejuice, not the movie, but the actual Beetlejuice
Yeah.
spelled different.
Well, and that's why it's theorized they're blue aliens, because if there are bigger stars and they're getting more UV light, they're actually turning blue.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. I buy
Well,
it.
But,
yeah, and
no,
that's
I
why
buy
some
it.
of our
So I'm
aliens
saying
are
there is
species-
100,000%
theorized.
chance that there's life form out there.
Absolutely.
Not even a question, shadow of a doubt. I don't know how advanced they are.
Yeah.
Is it like cavemen? Like maybe not cavemen.
It
but
could
is it
even
like
be
What do you
algae.
think? What
it
do
could
you
be something,
like?
or is it something like so like literally we'd show up and be like, what the fuck? Because it's just
What do you
mind
think
blown.
about the Earth, though? Like, how old do you think we are?
The Earth? Mm-hmm. I think the
Before
Earth,
we even started this podcast, how old do you think the Earth was?
I think what's it, 7 billion?
7 billion.
Whatever
Okay,
science,
but like
billion?
whatever science
humanity.
says.
How old do you think humanity is? Do you think we're only 2,000 years old?
No, longer than that.
Oh, hang on,
I fucking
hang on.
doubt
2,000
that shit.
2,000
Brittany,
years.
no
Okay,
one, no
80,
one, no
80.
one, no one says we're 2,000 years
No,
old.
I know, but like people are saying, like our society
You
doesn't
think
go
less?
back past.
No, we're
10,000
more.
years.
Oh, more.
With
Yes,
tens of
yes,
thousands.
yes,
I
yes.
think,
Okay,
I think
yes.
we should be hundreds of thousands. because
Absolutely.
Potentially.
I do think.
I think
that,
there's human. Well, there was human-esque
Humanoid,
people
humanoid.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen.
when the dinosaurs were around and all that. Dinosaurs, I think, were real.
Ape-like mammals
Yes.
during that time.
Okay.
Evolution, yes, we evolved.
Listen, the one human-made structure right now, the longest-lasting human-made structure,
Pyramids.
is the Hoover Dam. If we left the... Shut the fuck up. It's the largest man-made structure
Okay, you
in
said
the world.
you said longest
Oh, you said
lasting. You said
longest.
longest lasting.
Sorry.
Go to your room.
No, and longest lasting. If we were to leave the Hoover Dam as it was right now, today, for 10,000 years, it would completely disintegrate with no maintenance, no upkeep, no nothing.
That's the point.
Yes.
Disintegrate.
If we had ancient civilizations 10 or 20,000 years ago,
Can we back up?
there would be nothing left.
Can we back up?
Yeah.
Hoover Dam is how old?
No, I'm not. I don't care how old it is. I'm saying if
More or less than 100 years?
less. Okay. If we were to have left the Hoover Dam as it is right now with no maintenance.
Did you say it's the oldest man-made structure?
No. Okay, maybe I did when I'm drunk. It's not.
Okay. Okay, just wanted to fact check.
The Hoover Dam is what I meant to say.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Is the only man-made structure right now that would last the longest. If we were to leave the Hoover Dam alone today.
No,
with
I disagree.
no maintenance, no upkeep, no interaction.
I disagree.
Why would that be
If
the
we were
longest?
to leave the Hoover Dam as it would disintegrate completely.
You're
in
saying
10,000 years.
You're saying it's the most hardy human structure that exists right now.
But I'm saying as an example to the relation to our potential ancient civilizations that if we were to today leave the Hoover Dam alone and not do any maintenance and not do any
It would
upkeep.
disintegrate because it's being constantly pressurized.
I was gonna
and-
say,
and
that's got
rubbed
Exactly.
with water.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. It
No,
makes
no, no.
it's a huge difference.
I don't think it does because it is created of such strong concrete and strong material and strong like everything that we have right now that could possibly hold back that dam.
If the pyramids were underneath the Niagara Falls, they would have disintegrated by now.
they would have.
Yes, that's
They
the point.
didn't because they're in the desert.
Yeah, so if the Hoover Dam was hanging out in the desert, it would last a long time.
It would, but the way it is now, it would only last 10,000 years. And the only reason I bring that up
10,000?
is because
How long the pyramids
How
lasting?
long ago do you think the pyramids were?
hundreds of thousands of years.
No. The pyramids
I
were
think-
not hundreds of thousands of years
I
old.
think.
When were-
I
Do
believe.
you
No.
do you not believe in carbon dating?
No.
I do.
Okay, well, they were-
Wait.
Scientifically,
Why don't I
let me
have my
pee.
headphones on?
I'm gonna pee.
Oh.
I'm gonna pee. All right, you guys keep talking. I'll listen.
I just spent that whole time without my headphones on. The pyramids are how?
They're not. Hang on,
No,
I'm looking
check
at when
the
they were
pyramids,
built.
check the pyramids.
They're not They're not hundreds of thousands of years old.
No, they're 20. They are 2,800 years old.
Yep, I buy that. It seems. I know it was before
800
Jesus.
BC is my guess. No,
It was definitely not hundreds of thousands. Yeah. 20. No, it was thousands. 27,000 BC is when they started building, and they finished.
27.
They finished around 17,000 BC.
Ooh, I wasn't far off.
So guess what?
Wait,
Not
17
even
wait, say it again?
close. They ended around 17,000. They began around 17,000 BC, and they began around 27,000 BC.
It took them 1,000 years to build that?
Yeah, but if you think about that, that's less than 5,000 years ago. So of course, 10,000 years it's going to be different. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
It took them 1,000 years to build that thing? No, don't get me wrong. There was like...
I mean, multiple pyramids. So like
Oh,
they
oh.
stopped building pyramids around that time.
Gotcha.
Period. Yeah.
How long did it take
Guess,
to build
Brittany,
the Great
it's been
Pyramid?
about 4,000 years since they got built. You're talking.
I think it's longer.
No. So carbon. So you don't believe in carbon dating?
No, I do.
So if you believe in carbon dating, they've been carbon dated, and that's how long they ago they were built.
Prove it.
Do you not want evidence? Is that
G-
what you're
I-
saying?
no, I do. That's what I'm saying.
Ellie, GOOGLE.com.
We told Ellie to be the fact checker, so
Okay, so after 27,000 BC, which was about 4,000 years ago, we're obviously, give or take, it was probably closer to 5,000 years ago, they began building them and they ended building them. Gaelan, you are feeding a fire. He's giving her more alcohol. And they ended around 17,000 BC.
She's walking home. It's okay. Gee, Ellie, look at you over there. You got half
look,
the bottle.
I'm having fun.
I actually was told to cut out. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a brief intervention. I get very bad migraines. They hit me like for a whole day. I'm out really bad, throwing up.
You have
Awful
them now?
pain. No,
Like I showed up and
if
she told
if
me
I
to
had one
leave.
now, I wouldn't be here. I would have canceled. But my doctor told me to cut out. Get this: caffeine, chocolate, and alcohol.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna kill myself.
So guess what?
Fuck that.
Ellie's had all three today. Let's
I'm gonna live with migraines.
Let's go.
Yeah, no
Migraines
big
ain't
deal.
gonna hold me down.
Yeah, exactly. Like aliens ain't gonna
Just
hold me down.
living her best life over
Exactly.
there.
Okay, so I think I do believe in carbon dating and scientific fact because I absolutely believe in that, but I don't think that they're 4,000 years old. I think that
So
they're
you don't
way
believe
longer.
in it because they have a carbon dating?
No, I do.
No, Brittany, you cannot.
Show me the carbon dating test in front of me and I'll believe it.
So you don't believe it.
Galen's turning me down because I'm yelling.
I just want to make sure that you're in decimal level so people aren't freaking out.
No, it's okay. He just wants to, be Gaelan.
I'm
love
surprised you didn't say you're being silenced by the masses.
I'm being silenced by the masses, by the
I'm
Catholic
done.
Church.
That was it.
Yeah, Gaelan's just like
Gaelan's,
Brittany silence.
Gaelan's under the Pope's
Because I got-
payroll.
Because
She touched my microphone.
my podcast haters out there.
You're gonna get so many podcast.
Did Matt
lovers
Craig say
after
that?
This.
I think Matt Craig said that.
God, stop! I'm not giving you names on the podcast. I'll tell you after.
No, I don't care.
No, it
If
literally
it
doesn't matter. It
was Matt
literally
Craig,
doesn't matter.
I might fight
no,
him.
like legitimately, someone
I'm
told
gonna
me that,
choke
and
him
I
out.
was like, I think that they were just jealous.
Matt Craig,
to
I'm
be
coming for you.
completely honest, I really hope the person doesn't understand what I'm saying, but like, I literally think they were just jealous
Was it
because I was like,
was it-
I
was it-
listened
was
to your
it-
podcast.
Was it Ryan Lee?
No,
Stories
but
of Gumption?
I
Please
will
check
say,
it out.
I will say I heard it at work,
Okay, well,
but that's all. So you have like 25 people to choose from.
That's fine. It was
But
Chloe.
anyway.
It was Chloe. Keep going.
Who cares what she thinks?
Keep going.
All right. Any hoozle. Gaelan, you were telling us about aliens before you were interrupted.
Yeah, what do you believe?
Okay.
Brittany means it this time.
No,
She's
no,
gonna
no,
li-
no,
she's
no,
just
no,
gonna
no, no,
listen.
no. I was talking about planets. So I said that I believe there's aliens because the galaxy is
My favorite planet, Saturn.
Brittany.
the gal.
I had to say it.
Mine's Uranus, so I don't care.
That's what your mom said last night.
Hey, well, no, but for real, there's the planets are so big, the galaxies, sorry, are so big. Mm-hmm. Solar system, whatever you want to call it. Galaxies are bigger, solar system, whatever. So that's so big. There has to be other life form. I'm sure at some point there was extra life form on. I'm sure some type of civilization is flying around in space vehicles that are way more high tech and cooler than ours, which is fine. You might have a whole galaxy of Elon Musk. I don't know.
Whoa, I want to go to that galaxy.
Mind blown. But
Sirius B, the star Sirius B. We'll get back to it.
okay.
Keep going.
So I'm not a
Series
so,
A, not
so
Series
I've
B.
is that his TV show?
No, it's actually the brightest star in our sky.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, my bad.
We'll
Yep.
get to it.
Yep. So all that stuff, yes, I believe that there are life forms. Has there been aliens in and around our planet? Perhaps. I don't know. No,
Yeah, there's no way of knowing.
No, but like honestly,
but like,
before we
like,
walked in
there's
today,
a lot of people. But no, before I walked in, I would have said the same thing. Like you have to be honest, I haven't anything you've said hasn't changed my mind. But
oh, that's okay. That's
but I
fine.
mean, like in sense of like, it's all good. So,
but
no,
like, I just want the public
Brittany,
to know that like there's
let
other
Gaelan
options.
finish.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
so
There's
so-
other options.
So no, but I think there's aliens, but I don't know if there's like aliens dipping in Roswell, like that kind of stuff. But I think that maybe they are.
You never know.
Maybe,
Maybe.
they're like they travel the speed of like not light, but something we don't even know about because they're more high tech than us.
Or they could be shot down.
They could. I don't know. They could be just like dipping through the galaxy and travel like hundreds of millions of miles a day, and are just like zooming around like little hovercrafts. But I think they exist. I don't know if they're like living amongst us. I don't think there's robots living amongst us yet. That will happen.
Mark Zuckerberg.
But I think that's all viable. I just think that the Earth, the thing that fascinates me about the galaxy. So what is it called? The galaxy? What's like what universe
The universe
is the whole thing?
Universe
whole
is
thing.
the entirety.
in our
So it's like
dimension.
universe, like all the stuff we
universe
don't
is
know.
Infinity, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say though that the universe that we perceive as the universe is only
speck.
not including the
speck.
other
Yeah.
dimensions that exist.
I would love to.
I would say the universe
If-
we perceive is not including the other
If you
dimensions.
could know one thing, like in your life, before,
If like someone could teach me one thing that I would want to know, what
like
would it
no,
be?
no, like what would
No one answer.
what I would probably say is like one thing that you would know or learn or whatever that you could pick in life, like one thing could be anything, could be like what Ellie thinks on a day-to-day basis, like could be anything. Like people said that, but like
Oh my god, please! Yeah,
but I
tell
think one of
me.
the coolest things though would be like how big is the galaxy and like what makes up or the universe and
so
what
like
makes up the universe.
What? Here's a depressing thought. What if we're a miniverse?
Why is that depressing?
I think we are.
What if we're someone's?
No, hang on.
What
You,
if
you
we're
don't
just
mean you
someone's?
don't mean miniverse like she means miniverse.
No, I mean miniverse. Like, what if we're
Like
a
we're,
miniverse to the point that we're someone's car
like we're
battery?
a potted plant in someone's house.
Like we are a vacuum that someone created in
Like
space and
Whoville.
let life develop.
Yeah. Why is that depressing though? Why does that matter? It
Because
doesn't affect
I
your
don't
life.
want to be someone's card battery.
Yeah, but Brittany, are you having fun in life?
That's debatable.
Okay. I have fun in life, so I don't care if I'm in a pot battery. I'm just
Oh yeah. See, here's
In a
it's all
pot
I've ever
battery?
known. It's all I've ever
I would
known.
love to be
here's
in a pot
the biggest
battery.
thing. At
I
the
feel like I'm in a pot
same
battery
time,
now.
Just
I've been smelling your
Wake
paintings
and
here.
wake and bake
I-
my pot battery,
I think
please, babe.
I think I've been in a perpetual high for about 4 days.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I smoke a
You
lot.
can
It's no big deal.
simultaneously-
I gotta actually hang these up soon.
I legitimately like smoke a shit ton, and that's fine.
I know it's all on that canvas right there.
Like, literally, that's how I live, and it's okay. Like, we all live with happiness and joy and open-mindedness.
The picture you had before that looked really cool, too.
Open to donations. Yeah? You thought so?
Venmo, at Venmo what?
I'll text you later.
Well, tell the people, they'll send money to you.
Oh my god, I have to pull up my phone and like all this shit. Oh my gosh.
No, but what you have on this before was like what it is now.
Okay, so like
it looks like a mixture of like DNA and ribbons.
Okay, so like I had this artist called Gaelan who was I think from Asia, and she I'm like so sorry if Gaelan you're not from Asia because I'm like so slipping on where you're from.
That's fine.
She might be from China, but she was an amazing artist.
Asia, so good.
Well, shut up. And what she used to do was she used to take her tape, like her painter's tape, and she used to like make these really cool geometric designs. So like I have never sketched out like any of these abstracts I've done. I've literally never sketched them out. I just paint on the canvas and it just creates what it does, and I accept myself as the tool to which the art is created. But with this one, I actually mapped it out. I actually created a sketch. I tried to do it. I tried to do it super efficiently and super abstractly, and then it literally ended up not working for me. But what it did do was when I added those lines, it created a very strong composition into this. So now those geometric lines I can see, and I can see how they create the composition that they do. You can't. Maybe you can. But what I like about them is that they give it a lot of structure.
Is this your favorite piece you ever painted?
It is.
Yeah,
and
really?
It is, and it took a lot to give it, away because it was my baby, but it was, my first big.
I'm sorry it's still on the ground. I just haven't had time to put it up.
No, it's okay.
It's going right up there.
I mean, I accept checks. It's no big deal. So
Venmo.
Yeah, you can basically just love it forever and just treat it, as the respectable woman it is, because I give it all layers of time and love, and I gave it to someone that I know is going to appreciate it. So. I'm not just tooting your horn. I really do appreciate you, and I think that you are going to give it a home that it deserves. So,
no, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I painted a sick-ass, very chromatic train station that's done for Gaelan. So I'm going to add a phthalo blue, which he has no idea what that is, so it's really exciting.
Oh, so it's not completely done yet?
Oh, it's just going to get a glaze.
It just needs a glaze.
It just needs a glaze, and I just got to paint up and finish some detail on the frame, and it's good to go. You're going to get it Friday.
Where do you think that should go?
Honestly, I really like the idea of this big one being behind you. So, like, literally put it, like, there.
You think that one?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see this.
I asked Jordan today. She said that wall. Ellie, which wall do you think?
I think you should. I think you should.
No,
the big one.
That one.
I think
that one's going up there.
This wall. Can you do it on this wall?
I don't want to go up on that one.
Okay.
I don't know if you should.
My only reason is I don't.
Okay.
Don't hang it here then.
There is some nails. I just don't trust the stability.
Just wait until you move.
Dick Blick. Ceiling hangers, like I said. All it is, Gaelan, it's a bar. It's a bar that attaches to the top of it, and well, actually, not even. It's just literally.
Yeah, you see it like in art galleries.
Listen, no. You know what you can do? You have D clips on the back of that, right?
Yeah.
All you have to do is attach to.
I bought a bunch of things.
No. Measure the length of it. Get where those D clips are, because they're 10 inches from the top. Any of the paintings that I ever hang are 10 inches from the top. The D clips. So all you have to do is measure 2 pieces of like hanging wire or light wire and just connect it to the D-clips and you'll be totally fine. You don't even have to hang it on the wall. Okay? So just get wire. You'll be fine. Just make sure you measure it the same length and then hook it up and you'll be totally okay. You can hang it from the ceiling. Pretty easy. It's not that heavy,
Oh, no, the ceiling's high.
Yeah. But I paint abstract expressionism, and I wanted to give Gaelan a really good insight onto his personality and like express it in a painting. So we created a really nice blue, yellow, and white kind of orange that he had wanted to express his Irish heritage. And yeah, it's I think it really.
Doesn't it look weird though? Like when it's not in the light, it looks different.
It does.
Doesn't it?
It does.
I just noticed that because usually I see it during the day, but now because it's late, it's nice.
I was actually really happy to see it today. Like I looked at it in a different way. Like I looked at it in a different light, and it was definitely
looks good.
Definitely different. But I would love to paint on other planets. I think that would be really cool.
Is there a definite up and down in photos?
What do you mean up and down in photos?
Like, could you turn that?
Like turn it to its side.
Oh, you mean a right side up or a wrong side up?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really no real answer to that.
Like if you were to turn like this around, like you would know because you always had it like that. I know obviously because the way you put the clips and the wire on the back.
I mean, you could do whatever. You can literally hang it however you'd like.
No, I'm gonna hang it the way you have it.
It depends on the artist.
It really
people
does.
Get very offended if you hang it the wrong way. Some people are just understand, like Brittany, that it's interpretation.
Yeah. And like literally the one that's in my bedroom that like I had a really passionate like red and orange one actually. This was a really interesting story.
Oh, that's a cool one. I saw that. Yeah.
Well, we had an artist in the Bachelor of Fine Arts named Brendan who was a very like amazing like realistic painter. Like he could paint photorealism like you wouldn't believe.
Is he the one with paintings in Samet's shop?
That was Gitsy. Gitsy was in my studio, but this guy's name was Brendan, and he actually dropped out of the BFA because he had like pursued other things and all of that. But he had actually donated that canvas to me in my bedroom, and I ended up painting a painting on that in like an hour and a half, and it was just this like incredibly passionate like red, yellow, and like almost phoenix like colored work that I wanted to really like. He had left this giant canvas for me, so I really wanted to do something special for him. And so I created that, and I was like, yo. But when I finished it, my friend Gitsy, who's in the same studio as me, was like, yo, you need to turn that to its left because, like, I would never buy it the way it is. And, like, legitimately was like, you need to turn this. So when I sold it the way I painted it. But when I had taken his input into consideration, I, like, literally noticed that it's a different painting when you turn it around. So whatever works for you, man. You do your thing. But, yeah.
Where do you get canvases? Michael's?
Yeah, I get level 3 professional canvases from Michael's, or I can make canvases myself. I prefer to get them from Michael's because the sidebars that they're actually built on are a lot bigger. So then I end up just framing them right off of that, and I have a really streamlined process for framing, so it ends up actually working out pretty well. Yeah.
Do you always paint? You told me that you wouldn't paint anything smaller than that big one from now on.
Yeah, I probably won't. I probably only will paint 4 foot by 5 foot because as I paint, I move and I kind of like dance with my works and I listen to music as I paint. So that's really ultimately what I draw my inspiration from. So when I am painting like smaller, it's a little bit more difficult because you have to use like smaller paintbrushes and you have to be more specific on your detail and make sure that people can read things appropriately. And I don't really like focusing so much on like making people understand my art in a certain way. Like I love to leave it up to interpretation. Like I told you what that meant to me, but that could mean something completely different to you. And I think that like Aliens is quite beautiful because, you know, it's abstract, it's different, it's open to interpretation, and people can look at it and say this just looks like a green blob to me, or people can say, wow, I relate to the consumerism of America because money is greed and power and all of that. And like you get two completely different responses, and I find it incredibly valuable and incredibly inspiring. I love people.
That's nice. I like that.
People are just really shitty. I mean, let's be real. Like, I mean, just like, you know, you have a great heart and a great inspiration to like really aspire to reach people. And then, you know, most of society's like, that's all I have to say.
That needs to be a clip.
Do you meme? I can't tape because my long story.
I mean,
just,
like
just
for real.
I will find things to put it to.
The vocal.
If you need memes, please follow Fridge Kicks. He literally makes his own memes, and he does
hilarious.
it like he literally like he makes powerlifter memes. But if you are like a human,
they're not just powerlifter. They're more gyms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're a human that maybe has ever wanted to work out, they'll apply to you.
They're funny. Also, I just wanted to show this to you guys. So my mom helped me find this house that we made an offer on.
Love your mom.
She asked, say, what is my reward as the finder? And I said, what would you like? And this is why people over 60 should not be allowed to use emojis. She sent me tongue emoji. It gets better. Tongue emoji. This tongue emoji. The weird one.
The weird one.
I sent,
I've
obviously,
said that before.
Yeah, it's in what kind of context?
Don't worry about it.
To my
friends.
Well, she followed it up. I sent her like a disgusted Britney Spears emoji gif, and she responded with a devil face. She doesn't understand emojis.
Oh my god, that's like worse than sending like an eggplant to your daughter.
She doesn't get it.
Give me that dick,
girl! Stop using emojis.
Okay, Gaelan, I'm sorry.
But
give me that dick, girl!
What did the tongue stand for? Do you know?
I don't know.
It means dick.
She said I'll have to pick out a book.
Well, I don't think that means.
I do not think in the case of my 62-year-old
I mean, lick
mother,
those book pages. Oh my god, I'm so.
We're not talking about painting.
Anyway, continue. I'm listening.
I don't. But there's a tongue.
I don't know what that meant.
Okay.
I don't know. She did follow it up by saying she'll have to pick out a book for me to read, and I was like,
Is that why she came across my computer? Remember I sent it to you, and I said
Your
this
computer.
has to be Carol.
Oh, she
Carol?
tells me every time I talk on the phone with her, she's like, that website needs to be updated. I'm
I
like, Mother,
don't-
I know.
Don't
my God.
get me started on
It
that.
gets me mad because I'm
We're
like, listen, we know.
working on
we
it.
know.
I'm sorry. Is Elizabeth not listed as like a realtor or something?
No,
What's
that's
going
not
on?
the problem.
What's the
That's
problem?
one of the problems. Yeah.
Yeah, what's one of the problems?
That is one.
What's another?
Don't.
It doesn't have green on it.
Wow. Okay, well,
It's just
I'm there.
outdated. It's just
We don't
outdated.
want to talk about our
It's
issues. Let's
shitty.
talk about aliens.
It's
So
shitty.
reptilians. Okay, so we're gonna move on. The moon is a satellite we've discovered. We have crazy alien
on, no,
species
no,
that have
don't say-
existed.
don't say we.
Religion is probably a lie.
Don't say we. This
Okay.
is disclaimer. I do not endorse any statements. made by
Brittany
Brittany
does.
Leonard.
Brittany does. Religion is a lie, so be prepared to go to church on Sunday and believe in aliens because that's what actually exists. So you're welcome. And I'm sorry that you feel alone in the world because guess what? Everyone else does. Bye.
I know it's going right back over.
Yeah, exactly.
So Brittany says
keeps
a line,
pushing the
she
mic
pushes
away.
the mic
Bye.
away,
I'm
within
drunk and then
3
I'm just
seconds
like,
grabs it and comes
yeah,
back, and
exactly.
then- So okay, aliens is one thing. I don't know if there's aliens. I
There
think
are.
There are crazy
It's a
life
possibility.
forms. Now here's a good question.
There's crazy people.
Here's a good. Do you think people are like ultimately bad or good?
Define bad or good.
Okay.
Whatever you want to define it as.
I think when you're born, you have the ability and accessibility to be as good as you possibly want. But I think that your environmental factors definitely influence your decision making. And I think in our society, not a lot of people have access to making the most positive forms of decision making. And I'll use myself as an example. I'm an anomaly in the sense that like I should have been 19 years old and pregnant and like should have been addicted to drugs and should have been like in a much worse situation than I am now. But like what I had addressed when I was 4 years old is that my situation was not normal. So like most people don't get to that point until they're much, much older or much more into their adulthood. And like, I think it's really important to like, one, open yourself up to the possibility that even aliens could exist. Two, keep yourself open to the idea that like you literally aren't alone and every single person in the world suffers from the same issues that you do. And like, as much as your family issues suck, like that I've realized that my family issues suck, almost everybody has kind of the same issues. And like none of our childhoods were normal because none of the generation before us was normal. And none of the
Define
generation
normal.
before them was normal. Exactly. Normal is relative. So no one on this earth right now has a concept of what is normal. And even if you do, I don't think that you actually do. And that's okay. It really is okay because no one knows. And I think that instead of like being afraid of like admitting that to one another, we should be more accepting of that to one another because we are literally all dealing with the same issues, but none of us are open enough to share that with one another. We're all just kind of living in our narcissistic worlds. So I do think aliens exist. And I do think that there's a lot in this world that we're being told that isn't true. And I think that there's a lot that we're being taught that isn't true. And I think that there's a lot of people that are very comfortable in their career paths and in the information that they have researched their entire lives for our world to actually change overnight. But I think it's possible if we try. We just won't. So, yeah, I don't know. That's me.
So you know that sentence when David Wallace asks Michael Scott how he does it?
That's how. This is me. This is magic. You just
all I'm
spread that
gonna
shit
say.
to people. You bullshit that shit until you believe it. No, but like I really do think that everybody should come together and be more positive because we are all scared shitless, and that is totally okay.
I think yes. I think that I think overall there's a lot more good than bad. I think the bad gets overshadowed, or the good gets overshadowed by the few bad. Because I think a lot of it is things that are put out. One of my things, like my biggest issue with like media, things like that, is the amount. Like if you turn on like NBC Nightly News, half-hour show, 25 minutes of it is typically negative. A war, politics, like some kind of murder, some kind of like someone beat up somebody. And then the very end, they're like, oh, here's I was watching one time, they had a bunch of crap. And then the last story was this man that was at a school. He was deaf. He was a janitor. And he came in and he didn't know what was going on. He came in. All the kids had learned how to sing happy birthday to him in sign language. He's deaf. So like he was like kind of like tearing up and stuff. But they ended the show with that. I'm like, why can't they just do news that's positive? I get it. It's ratings. It doesn't sell. But the problem is like there's like I don't watch the news. I don't keep up with current events because everything's very, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whether it's like suicide bombers and shootings and terrorists and stuff. It's like that makes headlines and that's like the top thing. It's like you're giving these people a platform. So you have these crazy people that go out and do stuff, but they have a platform that is now spreading that
and basically like almost approving it.
Well, I wouldn't say approving it, but
it kind of glorifies it. If you're a terrible person, you'll get media coverage. The organization
is that does it. They're like, well, if this guy goes and does this and dies and kills a bunch of people, it's going to make national headlines.
Exactly.
Then we're going to do it again. So like the reach. Now, if you take it from like a perspective of take anything, take marketing, take anything like that. It's a fucked up form of marketing, but it's the same idea. How many people can we reach with a certain thing? So if you do an evil thing like that, and then it reaches millions of people, you probably can't do that with a happy thing. If it is, it's gonna
because who gives a fuck?
Well, it's some like viral thing. You might like the dog photo, or Ellen DeGeneres might do something, and everybody's like, "Oh, put it on," and it's cute and fun and stuff, but.
Like 5 people will care.
Well, but I mean, even if it's seen by 1 million people, like that's something going viral.
It's actually like pretty indicative of our human condition, like when we respond more to negative reactions.
Yeah, but I think you gotta, and it's tough because I look at it like I think I'm overall I'm in a pretty good headspace with a lot of stuff. I'm pretty positive, upbeat. I have very thick skin. Things don't really affect me or bother me. I mean, some things do, but I still have moments where I'm like, and I think I'm like pretty good and pretty stable on stuff. And there's still times I'm like messed up with certain things, but I think I kind of push through it a little bit, and I have like the mindset to, or the clarity to do that. I don't want to like, but there's some people that can't. They struggle with mental issues and stuff, and it's like they're probably dealt similar circumstances to me, or I'm dealt similar circumstances, but it's how you deal with stuff.
Exactly.
And then I think it ends up becoming, not to say someone's good, bad, or indifferent, but it might be a struggle for them. Maybe that's like something I find I'm fairly good at, where someone that doesn't, who struggles with like mental health issues, that's just a weakness to them, or something. It's like going to school. Like someone's not good at math. They just don't have maybe a sense of processing information or whatever, or emotions or feelings or their own mind. Like I think everybody's mind's fucked up. I think there's stuff like, there's times I think about stuff and I'm like, holy shit, like why'd you think that? Why'd you say that? Or not say that, but like why'd you think that in your head? Like there's some things that I think overall are extremely positive, but there's sometimes I think super stupid negative thoughts. I'm like, why did that?
Well, it's the human condition.
Yeah, and I think you have both of it, but I think it's how you react and what you ultimately try to focus your energy on. So if you focus on positivity, which I try to do, I hate negative situations. I hate negative people. Ellie's good at that.
Why are you pointing at me?
Oh.
Because like, I don't know, when I first met her, like I was dealing with a lot of shit, and I think that what I was doing was like, I think she noticed it more often than I did, but I was like projecting a lot of really positive thoughts to like negative situations, like
Brittany
things
can be very upbeat in negative situations.
Yeah, it was like really weird, and I was like really good
it?
at it. No, well, not even necessarily faking it.
I
was genuine.
I
was genuine.
It would always be like, well, it's okay, I can just do it tomorrow.
Exactly. Or like something would happen with the family, and I would be like, no, it's fine. Like I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna rise above this. Like it was always stuff like that. But like I think a lot of people that fall into situations where they like necessarily don't feel like they have an escape, or like don't feel like they can get out, will turn to things, that are more comforting to them, to like family or religion and those kinds of things. And I think that if we just had the ability to like just connect with one another on more of a personal level, not just like on a Facebook level, like I feel like we would be in a little bit of a better place. But we all are kind of all. I really do think that a lot of us, just from the people that I've talked with in my day-to-day basis, and like just helping them find jobs, or like people that I'm working with, like coworkers, like literally every single person is dealing with their own personal battles and all of that, and like then you tie in shit like your beliefs on aliens and like all this crazy shit, and then you get into conversations that like literally no one wants to have. So it's really actually quite hard to talk to people about these thoughts or these beliefs or these feelings, because like literally either no one has time or people just don't want to hear it because it's so contradictory to what they believe or what they have been told their entire lives, that it's just like I'm literally sitting here in the world like this is going to come out in 10 years and no one believes me now, but that's fine. Like, and I'm just kind of sitting here like, okay, that's like, okay.
Like, I think way differently now from 10 years ago. Like, I think just because I've grown up, learned stuff, lived through stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I'll continue to evolve. But there's like certain beliefs I have now that I didn't 10 years ago. There's certain things that I think the biggest thing is there's a lot of I don't really care what people think or say. Mm-hmm. And at the same token, I know they don't really care what I think or say. Mm-hmm. Meaning like that's why I don't discuss politics. That's why I don't discuss religion. That's because like at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. It's what I believe, mm-hmm. and then I don't care. Yeah, and I don't care if you believe what I believe because it doesn't affect me if you do or not. But the people that get bent out of shape and you don't agree with them, and it's like, mm-hmm. just do whatever. Like to me, if it's not affecting you, like in a dangerous, like threatening situation, mm-hmm. like if you were to say. Like
sexual orientation or like gender, for example,
because
those are huge problems now.
I have no problem. I'm very like, I'm very open to all that. I don't care because at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy, I don't care. Now,
exactly, it doesn't affect me at the end of the day.
Now the people that I do get pissed off when there's people that like push themselves on you from like I do hate the part of the idea that certain minorities get away with stuff or say stuff because they think that they're being attacked or being mm-hmm. excluded or where you get people that will use their minority as like, well, someone's having a hate on me or someone or mm-hmm. People are out to get me. I'm like my thing is one, don't generalize everybody because I hate the idea that like
all white people are all not white people are all
white people are racist. This about black people, this about women, this about men. This to me, it's like
we're all people.
You're really generalizing everybody. Really generalizing everybody. Like, if you say that all men are shitty, and I'm like, that's not even close to the case. And then you look at like, are there bad guys? Yes, there's terrible girls. There's terrible white people, black people, Asian people. There's
several people.
Yeah, and to me, it's people. It's not like what you look like. Like I went down to New York City this past weekend. Mm-hmm. New York City, you will see every walk of life in about 20 minutes.
It's beautiful. I love that city.
It's a crazy.
It is literally the most amazing city in the world.
It is absolutely crazy. But at the end of the day,
the
it's
art.
Like, but like you look at people and you're like, holy crap! Like, how do they function, or how do they do this? And then you have that like. But it's a totally different culture. But at the end of the day, it's like the world is big. It's a big place. There's 7 billion people.
Well, fear holds us back a lot.
And it's like, but I don't really like. I just do my thing. Like I don't care about the guy walking down the street, or the guy in the taxi, or the Uber driver, or the person sitting next to me, or someone on the subway bugging out and singing about something. Like whatever. It's not me.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, do your thing. I don't care as long as you're not like.
Fucking with me.
Well, yeah, as long as you're not attacking somebody. Like if somebody, like we were at a baseball game and like people were like in the crowd ready to get in a fight. I'm like, dude, we're at a baseball game. Relax. Like it's not.
No, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah, like it was a stupid thing. It was good. We got to watch it. It was funny. But it's just the idea that I don't like when people throw views on people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate that.
And I think, but it's gotten to the point. Like our society nowadays, to me, is like 10 years. Like I get it. There's shitty things here and there, but like mm-hmm. the culture now where it's like. The politically correct, you can't say or do anything without the fear of being like losing your job or the fear of like, getting some type of hate crime against you or something.
Yeah, like what? I mean, I'm not trying to be weird, but like, what happened to our freedom of speech? Like it exists, but it doesn't.
Freedom of speech is the funny thing that I find with like freedom of speech is it's a double standard.
Exactly.
People that can go out and they can sit there and march and demonstrate and say whatever they want. And that's
shot
fine,
at.
But
or shit on.
Yeah, and do whatever. And then on the same token, somebody on the news says something that a small group of people get offended and that person loses their job. It's like...
Exactly.
It's like that to me, it's like the amount of time... I'm sure with me doing a podcast, I'm going to say some dumb shit on here, and it does not... Like, if I say something, someone like, oh my God, he said this, that means he's this. It's like, no,
yeah, like people can think anything.
Yeah, but then they generalize or label people as certain things, and it's like, that's such like petty bullshit. Like, to me, it's, you know, if it's not affecting you, don't worry about it. Like, I don't care if someone comes in here and says, you talk too much on the podcast and you suck at...
Yeah, or you talk about aliens and you're crazy.
You have very low, like, vocabulary, which I know I do. And, like, there's, like... But, like, instead, like, all the worst things about me, like, I wouldn't really care. Like, I'm
exactly.
like, whatever. I'm not perfect. I suck at a lot of stuff.
And you know what? You have literally started something that I think that is incredibly important in our area because, like, not a lot of people have a voice. Not a lot of people feel like they can actually talk about the issues that are going on. And, like, this has created, I think, such a space for even people like me who are, like, fucking crazy and think that aliens exist. Like, I don't even care what people think. Like, you know, people can think that I'm insane and people can think that I'm like this weird person for thinking that aliens exist. But you know what? I believe in it wholeheartedly. And I believe in it more than I believe in religion. And like, if anybody judges me because of that, that's their fucking problem. Because I get to go to bed every night hoping and dreaming and thinking that aliens are there and that our moon is a satellite. And I get to go through my life feeling a little bit more comforted knowing that, like, maybe our genetics were fucked with. And maybe our RH factor is being observed by gray aliens. And maybe, like, there are people that are being abducted. But I'm not, and I haven't been yet, and I'm grateful for that. And if I was, I would probably ask a lot of questions. And
would you want to be abducted by aliens?
No, because I've heard of the gray aliens sterilizing a lot of people because they a lot of people that have been abducted, well, so 43% of the people that have been abducted have expressed either in therapy or in hypnotherapy or in just the general public that they have been abducted by specifically the same description of alien. So it's considered the gray alien, but it's like a 3 or 4 foot size naked alien that is gray and has black eyes, so which we normally see in our standard like Roswell, like on my shirt, that kind of thing. That's a gray alien, and they are the ones that are primarily subjected to being perceived as being like more of the like evil doing beings, because there are certain beings that are in the 4th and 5th dimension hypothesized that are so connected to their journey to spirituality that they don't really care about anything else. So like the chakras that we see with like the 7 levels of higher enlightenment and higher spirituality, there are actually some alien species that are hypothesized to actually believe that fully and trust that fully to get them to the higher states of spirituality in the 4th and 5th dimension, because it's hypothesized that our species can only see in the 3rd dimension because of our limited sensory abilities, but there are other creatures that have the ability to see more and see in other dimensions, and I think that might be our limiting factor, because I do believe that other dimensions exist within our dimension. I fundamentally and fully believe in quantum physics to my core. If I could study anything outside of like architecture, I would definitely study quantum physics, because I think that it's incredibly important for most of the information that we get from potential multiple directions or potential multiple dimensions and that kind of thing. And the theory of space-time is incredibly important in my theory of space-time dimensional travel, because I think that we do live in a grid, and I think most of our black holes are associated to other dimensions. That's what I truly believe. I think that if we go through black holes, we will see wormholes to other dimensions of maybe worlds that exist parallel to ours that are slightly different. Holes? Well, most of our supermassive black holes are
oceans.
No, they're pits in. I would.
Black holes?
No.
Do you know what a black hole is?
No. Maybe.
So it's a supermassive
now you're just saying
mass that absorbs all the space and light around it. It's like a hole that absorbs all the light.
When a star collapses in on itself, it creates a black hole. So when a star dies,
because the mass is collapsing upon itself, and it's just.
Does that take thousands of years to happen?
No, it can take
billions.
There's also some that can be quick. There's some.
It's not
for a star to collapse, it can take billions of years.
So there is a supermassive black hole in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy.
Which is a very good song by Muse, by the way.
Yes, it is. If Elizabeth was ever a stripper, it would be her entrance song.
It is. I didn't know you knew that.
I did know that. Of course I knew that. I'm your best friend. So anyway, whatever. Gaelan is now imagining that being his stripper song, so it's okay. I'm reading his face.
What was your first dog's name and street name?
Dog's name and street name? Sugar and Dogwood Drive.
Sugar Dogwood?
Okay, so
Sugar Dogwood,
if anyone
baby.
needs to steal Brittany's identity.
My actual secret identity when when the police ask me my name, I say Patricia Warren, because that's my pseudonym.
What was your first pet?
Sugar.
I know Sugar Dogwood. What was your first
Sugar
pet?
Dogwood.
You're my identity.
Kalani.
No, Kalani wasn't my dog. He was my dad's dog, and he was evil.
Okay, damn.
So now, so.
What about? I bet I know
Susie.
this.
She wasn't my pet.
What was she? Was she a dog?
She was our family dog.
Hey, is
Cool.
Ellie
What
on
kind
this,
of dog?
Is Ellie on this podcast?
Wow, I'm
right
asking
now?
questions.
I can't hear her.
Wow, bitch.
Gaelan, could you suck my dick?
Gaelan, could you talk less? I love you. I love you so much. I wish I could hear your voice more. Actually,
I'm trying to read the black hole, and it just.
No, it's okay. Ellie's talking now, so I'll just shut up.
Okay. Wait, so you can see a black hole, the supernova?
Yeah, haven't you seen the news articles about the first actual good picture of a black hole ever was taken?
It's nothing.
A supermassive black hole at the core of the.
That picture is the picture actually. That was
Messier with a mass.
It would kill you to be in
billion.
one. Is all you need to know.
Yeah, it's literally 4 times the size of our Earth. Then it's
And
like
the
a massive,
gravity
super
would
massive
turn
black
you
hole.
inside out.
Mass is 7 billion times the sun.
Yeah.
So the theory behind black
gravity would
holes.
turn you inside out and push you 10,000 years in the past or some shit.
Have you obviously ever seen the Michael or Matthew McConaughey movie, the whatever it is, Transcendence or whatever?
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
think it's Transcendence or something, but it's literally about him going into a black hole. And like when he gets into the black hole, he sees we don't know for sure because we could send probes. But if we saw him go into the black hole, which the movie hypothesizes, he goes into it and he sees like different dimensions where he can communicate with his daughter in the future. So that was pretty cool. Because he could literally reach through and just like send her messages through her watch, which was interesting.
Did you know
sent
a
him a
whale
Morse
goes
code.
This
through a black
imagery
hole?
was released like 10 days ago.
Yeah, no, it just
Did you
happened.
know that they say that the Loch Ness Monster could literally travel through portals?
So a whale can go through a black hole.
Wait,
But
okay.
only once.
Wait, what? Okay, fucking explain this.
Technically, it's true. It'd
Okay,
probably just
fucking
die.
explain
It would
this.
die. That's
Okay,
it. That's all I have.
fucking
Wait,
explain
That's
this.
all I
Wait,
have to say.
Okay, where does a whale get into a black hole?
We could shoot it.
Where does a whale get into a black hole?
We could shoot it from a rocket.
Wait, what the fuck? How does a whale get into a black hole?
Have you not heard
what
that
if?
meme?
Okay, listen. What if whales can swim in space?
They couldn't. They would die.
We don't know that for sure.
We do know that for sure.
Okay, like they would freeze.
I'm not a
But, like,
biologist.
say they
but I
have a
know for
spacesuit.
fact.
Okay,
So-
say they
so
have a spacesuit.
The ring of this thing is a diameter 10 times larger than the orbit of Neptune around the sun.
Yes.
So it's huge.
It's huge. It's like a toilet hole.
Apparent diameter is 42 plus minus 3.
What do you think is on the other end of a black hole?
There are a lot of theories that black holes have connections to other dimensions, that you can go through time through them.
Okay, so like,
But
what's
you
your
would not
theory?
A
survive the
minute of
travel.
arc.
What's your theory?
He doesn't know anything about
That's
them yet.
Okay, what's your
massive.
theory?
Of
Yeah,
what?
they're
Those
huge.
things?
Before you entered in today, what was your theory about black
He
holes?
didn't know they
I
existed.
didn't know what a black hole was.
What the fuck?
Brittany.
Excuse
why,
me.
Why would I know what a black hole is?
Because that's what your mom said last night.
Super.
Heyo.
Yeah, ayo. I'm just
Now I
kidding.
have-
I
I
love
wanna
your
listen
mom.
to the
I love your
news
mom.
song
Mom, if you're
now.
listening, I love you. So supermassive black holes are literally
They're so
toilet
cool.
bowl holes. Think of them as toilet bowl holes. They literally suck in everything around them, and they turn them into whatever the black hole is.
If you watch a lot of sci-fi movies, you will see them trying to escape black holes from their spaceships.
Yes.
Which makes no sense.
Stephen
'cause black hole
Hawking.
would kill you.
Stephen
Yes.
Hawking, in his space-time theory, said that basically they lead to other dimensions, and I believe that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
believe
Stephen
that
Hawking was a
quantum
genius.
physics-wise, if we have our Earth and we have our paths, don't interrupt. If we have our paths, Elizabeth was actually mentioning this the other path. If we are ever to travel back in time, say we ever get time systems or time machines or whatever, we are literally only entering into a path that is completely branched off to another path.
I want to.
Yeah, no, Elizabeth can explain this because she's here.
So I don't know obviously very much about space or time or anything
or
like
black
that.
holes.
I'm not a physicist, but I find the idea of time travel very fascinating, and only fascinating because it like. When I think about it, there's no right way to think about it, because if you go back in time and you mess with it, then it never happened. How does that work? So
I have one thing to say.
There is.
Have you ever seen a portal?
Have you?
Do you want to see a portal? Why do you wear that stupid bunny suit from Donnie Darko? They're sitting in the movie theater and the bunny goes, "Do you want to see a portal?" And then he opens up a portal in the movie theater. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch it fucking right now. Donnie Darko.
What's that say?
Why do you wear that stupid bunny suit? As they're sitting in the theater.
Is that really what that says?
Yes. As they're sitting in the theater, Frank the Rabbit is this bunny that Donnie Darko is seeing. Donnie Darko is a schizophrenic. So he's literally seeing this rabbit that does not exist. But in reality, this rabbit does exist from a future Halloween party that his sister was connected to.
It's a good movie.
So Frank the Rabbit is sitting in the theater with Donnie Darko and his girlfriend, and he looks over, and Donnie Darko goes, "Why do you wear that stupid bunny suit?" And then Bunny goes, "Why do you wear that stupid human suit?" And then he looks over at the guy and goes, "Do you want to see a portal?" And he opens one up right in the movie theater screen. And it is the most beautiful thing in the entire world. If you have not seen Donnie Darko, go home and watch it right now. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Is that your favorite line of all time? It must
Yes.
be. You got a tattoo.
Why do you wear that stupid bunny suit?
Who has more tattoos?
Elizabeth.
I do.
Really?
We did start together, however.
I have like 11. No. I got mine probably.
I have like 8.
Probably 2 years before you did.
She did, and then she was like, "Yo, tattoos are the best." And I was dating Nick at the time, and I was like, "Yo, he doesn't want me to get a tattoo, but I'm gonna do it anyway." So I did, and then like we broke up. So yeah, fun.
Over the
stuff.
tattoo?
No, he was emotionally cheating on me the whole time with another girl. So no big
Not
deal.
the whole time. Probably the last couple of months.
Yeah, whatever.
This Catholic guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they only lasted a couple months anyway, so it's fine.
I thought you married her.
No.
Oh.
I don't think he would commit to anything if it sucked his dick. And we're gonna move on.
I like Nick. I think he's a very nice guy. They just didn't work out because they're very different people.
Brittany was crazy and needed more than
Only
what
they
could
had
offer.
listened to the person who knew both of them very well.
Yeah, but that would require me having to listen.
I told. Yep.
Gaelan's like, Brittany doesn't listen ever.
She doesn't.
That's all right. We still love you.
Yeah, exactly.
we
I don't
do.
like following rules. Rules are made to be broken. Literally, if you give me a rule, I will break it.
I know. I told you not to put your hands on the
Hey,
mic.
Brittany, don't stop talking.
Do you actually know that you got lipstick over one of the mics and it was on there for the longest
Me?
No, her.
Wait, did
Oh.
I for real?
I was gonna say I
No,
don't really
not
wear
this
lipstick.
One. Not this one. No. On this one, and it was on there for the longest time, and I kept noticing it, and I kept wanting to just like rub it off.
And Gaelan was probably the whole time just like, I'm never inviting this bitch back ever again because she's fucking crazy.
No, that's after this time.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's no big deal. I'm drunk.
Wait, what's
You
on
do
this?
know that goes on the outside of the glass, right?
You know that I don't care.
That's right. You do you.
I don't follow the rules. So didn't we just say this? Wow, he's literally now stuck. It's no big
You
deal.
can
I
take
just
him
sippy cup.
Literally.
Um,
Literally.
Cruise? Like Tom Cruise? I don't believe in Scientology, but that's fine.
Oh, really? I feel
What do you
like
think
it's
about
right
Tom
up
Cruise
your alley.
as an
Scientology is-
actor?
I think he's really short, and I really don't like when actors try to make themselves look taller in films. Like Kevin Hart, don't try to fuck me up and make me think
Kevin
that
Hart
you're tall.
does not pretend to be tall. He does not
Tom
even try.
Cruise,
Tom Cruise tries.
don't
He's
try to
not that.
pretend to
He's
make me
really
tall.
not that short. Though. He's
Megan
5
Fox,
He's 5'8".
your thumbs are too small. I literally watched her on New Girls the other
Okay.
day. Her thumbs are way too fucking small. Megan Fox is really pretty,
Brittany,
except
would you
in the thumb
sacrifice
area.
your thumbs to look like Megan Fox? Because I would.
Is she the girl in Transformers?
Yes.
She's fucking hot as shit, but you know what? I don't want to look like her because she looks like every other hot person in the
No,
world.
she doesn't.
I think she does.
No, she
Can you
doesn't.
pull her up? I haven't seen her in
If I go get
10
some
years.
Botox and some boobs, I'd look the same.
No, you wouldn't.
And maybe some
Okay,
blue eye contacts.
Can you pull up Megan Fox, please?
She's like a fox. That's probably why she named herself that. Okay.
Is it her real last name or is her actress name?
It's her
Literally,
actress
it's her actress
name.
Oh, it
name.
is?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know Rihanna's actress name is literally her middle name.
Literally.
Literally.
Rihanna's her middle
Literally.
name.
Rihanna's her middle name.
What's her first name?
Her is her last name.
Venti?
Fenty. Like her makeup?
brand.
I don't actually know her first name, but I know her middle name's Rihanna.
People say she's ugly because she has stunted thumbs, and she's in reality the hottest woman on the planet.
I actually don't think she's the hottest woman on the planet.
Thumbs?
She literally has the smallest thumbs in the world.
You know what? Hang on.
Smallest thumbs in the world.
It is a commonly Googled.
Literally, she has the weirdest thumbs ever, and she tries to hide them in everything that she has.
It's a very common.
I would look past the thumbs.
It's a very common thing.
I wouldn't look past her thumbs.
Yeah, well, you're strange.
She's like literally not an actress without her thumbs.
She's not a hand model.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I feel like I could be, though, you know.
What's wrong with her thumbs?
They're so fucking small and stumpy.
Brittany, have you seen your fingernails? You bite them to a crisp.
No, I do, literally. I bite my fingernails to literally the where they start growing.
What phone do you have?
What phone do you have?
What is this?
It's the
10. X.
It's the worst. I hate it. Do not get the iPhone
Yeah,
X.
do not get the iPhone X. It's $1,000 and it literally
the touch
will...
screen is trash.
Yeah.
It's...
I'm so confused here.
I still owe $500 on mine, and I've had it a year, and I'm still unhappy, and I have to pay it off, and now I'm depressed because I'm like in debt for my phone.
Did she have work done to her face?
Depression. Yes, a lot.
Hashtag yes.
She looked like that when she was younger, though. She's just had a lot of recent work done because she's older now.
I like don't understand how people get work done on their face. Like I would be so scared to put anything on my
Nobody that's
face.
ever had work done on their face ever looks good.
You don't think
Megan
Fox looks good?
Well, you can tell that she did. Like everybody gets work.
Okay,
on their
what
face.
can you tell that she's got done on her face?
You want to hear something crazy?
Her nose.
What?
I had work done on my face. I had a nose job.
Can you tell?
Did you? My wife did too.
Can you tell? Wait, did she really?
Mm-hmm.
I had two little bones here that stuck out, and it like hurt, and I'd hit them all the time. And I just
She did kind of the same thing. She broke her nose and had.
I actually loved her bones.
She actually had she had it all shaved down. So
yeah, that's what I had. It wasn't even lumpy. It just like there were just two thin bones here, and I hit them off stuff all the time.
But you can tell. Like,
I love those bones.
Her lips, her.
Yeah, she had a lot. She had cheek implants.
To be honest, I don't even remember.
Jesus, why would you do that?
I don't even remember yours. I like literally.
I don't look different. I don't look different.
No, you do, but it's
don't.
like
If you look at before pictures and after pictures, there's not really a difference. The only difference is you can't see the white lines of where the bones were.
But I love you.
But you love me.
Well, I also have I've also painted that nose.
Not literally, but a picture.
But like literally. I love it. I think you're beautiful no matter what. But you know what? You are even more breathtaking than that day I met you.
That's not hard to do. I wasn't good looking.
Oh my god! Don't even. Just literally looked over him and like, this girl's crazy. I first met Elizabeth and humped her Christmas tree.
That's a young picture of her. 6th grade.
Yeah,
I first met Elizabeth, as I was saying before you interrupted,
Brittany?
and I humped her Christmas tree.
You both told me the same story.
This story has been told many times.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what really happened. I was done with track practice, and I was like, yo, this girl is pretty awesome, so I'm gonna hang out with her. So I showed up, and I was like, yo, give me like a drink, because I'm like dying. And she gave me this like purple Kool-Aid.
You came over, and it wasn't Kool-Aid. You came over with a bottle of purple Gatorade.
Did I really?
Yes.
Okay, well then I came over with a bottle of purple Gatorade, and I was like,
her memory.
yo, let's party. And she had a white Christmas tree, and I was like, this is hilarious.
There was no let's party either. It was about 2:00 in the afternoon on a Thursday, and we had
before
lunch
track practice.
in track practice, and she went home.
Yeah, no big deal. Humped the tree.
She did hump the tree, though.
You knocked the tree over?
No, I have a picture, though. It was beautiful.
I'm pretty sure I showed it to you on my birthday.
That's how we became best
friends. She was like
friends.
standing on her leg, like wrapped around it.
She's like Pace University, like my one sweater that I had from a college that I never went to.
That was the first time you hung out?
First time she came to my house.
Yeah, I was like, hey, by the way, I'm coming over. I was like, yo, do you have any snacks? And then I was like, yo, I'm coming over.
You went over to take a food?
By the way.
So you want to hear a fun fact about Brittany.
Oh, God. There's so many stains in her house.
There's so many. So Brittany really likes fruit snacks. I love fruit snacks as well. But Brittany would come over to my place, and she would bring her bong, and she would get very high, and then she would ask me for fruit snacks, and I would give her fruit snacks. And one time I had a handful left, and I said, I don't have any, because I wanted those fucking fruit snacks for myself, and she had eaten the whole box. So a couple days go by, and I'm like, I'm ready. I'm going to bring these fruit snacks to work. There are like a couple packages left. What's in the box? The fucking wrappers.
So
devil child.
So the best Snapchat I've ever seen from Fridge Kicks the other day.
Oh god.
I open this thing up. Ellie's John goes to the pantry, and he goes, I'm gonna steal Ellie's bars while she's not around. but then he takes it and he goes, but I can't because of whatever habit. He takes the box out that he's trying to steal bars, looks in it, it is empty. Ellie had put an empty box back into the thing. John proceeded to just turn around and spike it on the ground. But that is one of my pet peeves. I've seen that done before. If you finish anything, throw it out.
No.
Why would you keep it? Why would you keep the box?
I don't know, to fuck with the other person.
It wasn't me.
I would literally do it to intentionally fuck with Corey.
No,
if I literally ate all of it, I'd be like, and I'd leave it in the pantry to fuck with him.
I don't remember doing it, but I probably grabbed it on my way out to work and didn't realize there was none left.
Did you save it there because you wanted to reorder?
No, I usually
want to make sure you get the
no
one.
one's rich for that. No one's rich enough for that.
I'm really bad at packing for work, so I probably grabbed a bar on my way out of the door and didn't realize that the box was empty, and that's what happened.
So I haven't eaten breakfast in 2 years.
That's a lie.
No, like I legitimately haven't eaten breakfast in 2 years. I will go to work from 8 to 10.
That's legitimately a lie.
Okay, listen. I will go to work from
breakfast with you before work.
When?
We did eggs and coffee one morning. Do you not remember? It was like 3 weeks ago.
Was that a weekend?
No, it was during the week.
Was it week?
It was during the week.
Well,
you were probably high.
You know what? That's fine.
It's okay, but we definitely did.
Yeah, exactly. No big deal. I definitely don't do that before work. Definitely after. But yeah, like totally. I totally know what you mean. It could have been a weekend, but if it was a day of the week,
you know what I wake up to every morning? From Brittany's apartment.
No comment. We're just gonna leave it there. Aliens exist, by the way. And so does cancer. We're gonna move on.
Unfortunately, I don't think aliens appreciate being lumped in with cancer.
Yeah, Elizabeth doesn't wanna leave me. It's okay.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving you.
No, I would be leaving because I'd be killing myself.
What?
It's no big deal.
Hang on.
Aliens exist, y'all.
All right.
And so do black holes, and so does your mom's vagina.
Everybody came out of it.
I think that, like legit though. Like
Not
legit.
if you were born by C-section.
Well,
True.
then you could kill Macbeth because he can only be killed by someone that was not born of a vagina.
What?
Look it up.
Have you not read Macbeth?
Macbeth could not be killed by an individual that was not born of natural birth.
Well, no, yeah.
So the individual that killed him was a C-section.
The prophecy was he could not be killed by a man who was born of woman. So
C-section is what is it, like
a man born from a woman?
Born of woman. What they meant was vaginal birth.
Yes.
Oh.
So if you were C-sectioned, you could kill Macbeth. Way to pay attention in English class. I think we were both in AP English.
Nope.
So.
It's a pretty good play.
I was too. But
Our English teacher, by the way, we will not name him. It was very creepy. He would like stand on the desk.
The big boobs got better grades.
Yeah, like legitimately. Okay, and it looked like he had a condom in his pocket every day. Like it was very creepy. We will protect him by not sharing his name. But if you are our English professor, you know who you fucking are.
Like a wrapped condom,
like a wrapped condom in a package. And he would tell us stories about his wife.
He was young enough that it was creepy, but like not as creepy as.
Like he would literally come up to your desk,
early 30s.
He would put his foot up on your desk and like lean towards you. Like it was creepy. It was creepy.
He would Captain Morgan you.
He would Captain Morgan you, yeah. But he would always hit on the girls with the weird tits. You're actually right. And like I was always jealous as like why they got better grades. But like I'm flat chested.
Just because we're not well endowed.
I'm well endowed on the booty.
Brittany showed up after New Year's Eve and said like the Christmas presents.
Hey, I'm flat chested, but you know, give me some grades. And he gave me a D, so it's no big deal.
Give you the D.
Not the D.
Ayo.
Ayo. If only I could have gotten an A from that D. Just kidding. If he's listening to this, he probably knows who he is.
There's no way he's listening to this.
There's totally a way he's listening to this. He probably creeps on us.
Him and Nick, friends of the show.
Yeah, him and Nick. Nick's gonna listen to this and then message me.
Tag him.
The fuck is your problem? Don't ever talk to me again.
You still in contact with him?
No. I creep on him occasionally on Facebook. We're not friends.
Oh. Brittany's the kind of ex who creeps on her exes.
Yeah, okay. Like I creep on my exes when I talk about my exes to friends, and then I'm just like, oh, I'm curious as to what they're doing, and then I'll see, and then I'll be like, oh, you're a loser.
They're exes for a reason. You don't need to stop.
Yeah. No, I know, but I like seeing what they're struggling with.
I like watching them suffer.
No, I do because like honestly, like they, you know, most of my exes were obviously not supposed to be my life, but they ended because not of my fruition, because I don't give up on anybody, but people apparently give up on me, which is totally fine. That's human. That's human people that can't be strong enough to deal with a strong independent woman. Just saying, I'm a strong independent woman. I don't need no man. I've been left a lot. It's okay.
I think you'd probably been
aliens
left an
exist. What?
You've been left an average amount.
You were
well loved.
I've been left more than I have not been left. How about that?
But that's like
But it's
not
okay.
abnormal.
I've also not chosen the best.
This is true.
I've chosen some very interesting partners. Let's tell Gaelan about Ricky Martin. I think it's time.
I don't think that's appropriate.
So there's this guy named Ricky Martin. He was the guy
Real name?
Real name. I lost my
hang
virginity
on.
to him,
So,
Gaelan.
We're going to start this off by saying every single relationship she has ever had, I have called from day one saying, this is how it's going to end, this is when it's going to end, and I've been right every single time.
She's been like, bitch, don't do this. And I'm like, bitch, I'm going to make my own mistakes, but thank you, be my friend till when I'll make this mistake. So anyway, Ricky Martin.
Real Ricky Martin was born the same day as me.
Well, she lost her virginity to him.
In a tool shed.
In high school.
It went in a hole 1 times.
What? I don't understand that.
I think you know what it means.
She said it, she didn't mean it went in a hole 1 time. It went in a total of 1 time.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And that's how Brittany lost her virginity, in a tool shed. Anyway, so Ricky Martin was a loser to the highest extreme and still is. You can Google him or Facebook him. But you know, he had a great heart. That's the nicest thing I can say about him. We'll move on. Yeah, failure to launch.
Wow.
He could listen to that and I would still say it to his face.
Well, that's...
Honestly, she's not lying.
I literally would. I'd be like, boy, you a failure to launch. Like, you still live with mommy and daddy. That's sad. He has like a baby and will literally post on his Facebook story every day, hey, I'm heading home. I'm selling dabs if you want any. Like, please hit me up. Who the fuck does that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I gave my virginity to someone that is now posting on Facebook, hey, if you want dabs, come hit me up. I think that I have paid the price of giving my virginity to him by dealing with that when I creep on him.
Just stop creeping, for the love of God. I don't know what my high school boyfriend is. I don't know. He could be dead. He could have died 4 years ago. I know
what he looks like because I creeped on him for you.
Why?
I don't know. I just like to keep up with people. It's like you know, like celebrity gossip. Like, I don't like celebrity gossip, but I'm interested in what my exes have done.
I hate that.
It's so bad, but it's like also a really good hobby.
If they're not in your life, why do you need to update yourself?
Because you like to be reminded of why they were not a part of your life.
I don't do that.
I don't know. Every single one of my exes could have died 4 years ago, and I wouldn't know.
Like, I guess
I know a couple
I'm a sad
of them
person.
because like I still like
they might pop up on suggested friends.
Like they'll be on like Instagram or Facebook, but it's not like I search them out and like.
I have no idea.
Okay, can I be real though? Then
like if they pop up and like something pops up like in my feed, like I'm all like it or whatever, but it's not anything crazy.
Yeah. I creep because I want to know. Like, I'm curious about everything. So like
what would you need to know about your ex ever?
What the fuck are they doing with their life?
Why
and
do you
like
care?
how hard are they struggling?
Why you so it's a satisfaction thing.
It is a satisfaction.
It's a petty thing.
It is a very, very narcissistic, very, very petty thing.
Girl,
and I
we have this
absolutely love it.
every day. You gotta
It
learn
is
to let go.
my guilty pleasure. I absolutely love creeping on people. It is literally my life. Like, it literally is my life, though. If I friend request you on Facebook, it's probably because I've creeped on you. Like, for real, though. Don't accept my friend requests. Like, but for real, if you accept my friend request, you're giving me permission to creep on you. Like, if you're not my friend,
have you creeped on mine?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I got on Facebook to creep on someone. I don't have the time.
I creep every day as part of my job.
Pages.
Like, so legitimately, I did 4 hours of training today for new people, and like the majority of it was like, this is how you effectively creep on Facebook. And like,
actually,
like,
I do that for work sometimes.
Genuinely,
not real estate, obviously.
Yeah, but like, I'm offering people jobs every day because like, I need to know if they're gonna actually follow through or not. So like, I have to make my hiring decision sometimes based on what's on their Facebook. And like, obviously I can't legally make my hiring decision on what's on their Facebook, so I don't. But I will definitely cross-reference my research. And if I see that this individual is posting nothing but booty pics or dick pics or something of that nature, then
can you post? Not that I want to know, but Facebook has to have some kind of filter for that shit.
No, not anymore, because the majority of people on Facebook are old or millennials that don't understand.
That's a lie because all three of us are on Facebook and we don't fit either of those categories. You are not getting anywhere.
I've waited an hour.
I don't care.
I don't think we have.
Do you have any more wine?
No, that was it.
Are you sure?
I swear to God, I have
That's
zero
okay.
alcohol in here anymore.
I was sober before I came here. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm down. That Riesling was pretty good, actually.
It was. I like
for Curious Cat wine.
I'm keeping
that,
this.
like,
I'm gonna put a single rose in it.
Thank you, Gaelan. I appreciate you.
Look at that. You got our dribbles. Here, I'll let you have half of mine too, because
I mean,
really
I'm totally fine. Like, I'm legitimately okay. I just have waited a while, and I'm just like, I could be like a slight bit more lit. I'd vape in here if Gaelan would let me. But, you know.
It's not my building.
When we go to the gym together, she vapes in the gym.
I do vape in the gym.
There is a sign that literally says no vaping with a big anti-marijuana sign on it.
That's literally the only reason I do it, though. It's because the sign told me
that's
I
not
couldn't.
why.
So I was just like...
And then I pointed the sign out to you.
Yeah, and then I was also
don't
like...
pretend you're a rebel.
Wait, how often do you guys go to the gym?
We try
4 times a week.
Probably.
4 times a week for 60 minutes each.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When time allows. This week I haven't gone once yet, but I've been.
That's a huge lie. Yesterday I went to the gym for a whole 7 minutes. I got there and people were bumping into me and like running into me and like I was literally on a fucking bar squatting and had people running into me.
I almost killed a kid today because I was doing the press and he walked under as I was coming down and like I nicked his shoulder and I could have just.
At that point, I would pull down as hard as I could.
Is there bad gym etiquette there?
There are terrible fucking people there, and honestly,
it's the college students.
I also was bad. I also was bad before.
It's pretty big, right? Because John said it's like 4 stories.
It's 2 stories. It's two.
Well, yeah, maybe we meant like locker room.
Fucking respect people's space if you go to the gym. Like if you are any person in this fucking town of Plattsburgh that goes to the gym,
not everyone respects space in the gym. I have had to tell some people. I'm pointing at Brittany. Very steps into people's
That's no big deal. I might have actually just shit my pants.
Eclipse is a good gym, but when the college students are around, it's annoying.
Thanks. I might actually need them. I think I might have actually just shit my pants.
I'm really happy I don't have a sense of smell.
Yeah, I mean, if we smell it in 5 minutes, then we'll know. But it's no big deal. I'm not going to check because I'm too lazy.
You're not going to shack because you're too lazy? Is that what you just said?
Oh. I'm not going to check. I'm going to go down a bottle of maple syrup like Super Troopers and hope that it just sticks. Gaelan, I love you. So we were supposed to talk about aliens.
We talked about them for probably about 2.5 hours.
Oh man, we got into a lot of stuff here. I feel like
I don't even know what we've talked about at this point.
Okay, so like we all agree that in some way, shape, or form, aliens do exist. We do not, however, agree on how early we think they came down, or whether or not they came down, or whether or not they're still here.
Correct.
Okay, so we agree that aliens exist.
Possibly.
We agree that they're okay. We agree statistically.
There is one thing we agree on.
Statistically,
there's a statistical likelihood that aliens exist. That is the only thing I think all of us agree on.
Okay, but we also could potentially accept that if, for whatever way, shape, or form, we were intelligently designed.
What's the most?
What's my streamlined theory?
What's the most legitimate source of information we have that there's been aliens on planet Earth?
Art. I would say in architecture, because if you look at the majority of what has stood the test of time, it's stone, and the majority of what we have carved into our stone is hieroglyphs or art or stories or ancient explanations of things, and most of it we can't honestly make sense of. Most of it we can. There is one tribe that I was actually researching called the Dogon tribe, who's completely isolated from any other tribe it's not Central America, I think it's Africa. But what they had was an advanced knowledge of the star Sirius A and Sirius B. And what it is hypothesized is that aliens had come down, given the Dogon tribe more advanced knowledge of the star and the solar system. They had given them information on Saturn's rings, and they had given them information on Uranus, which was not even discovered at that time. So they legitimately had been an isolated tribe that had this further information, and then once it was discovered, it was like, oh, they had proved this information had existed before we knew it existed, and this was like NASA discovering the star Sirius in relation to the stories that they had heard from this Dogon tribe.
So I would say that I think I don't think we have any 100% solid, like, proven beliefs that aliens have visited Earth, or even that they exist. I
think we do.
the strongest thing, we're talking about reliable facts that other people would believe, not just you.
Art.
That's not that. I'm talking about reliable sources. Art is not a reliable source. I
think
love
it is.
art. No, it's you think it is, but
No,
we're
ancient
talking
art.
about globally, about other people. I think globally there is evidence that other life could exist. Statistically, it is likely that other life exists. There is no hard evidence. There is no hard evidence that they have visited Earth. There is possibility. There's evidence that it could have happened, and there are. I think probably one of the strongest things we have is people in leadership positions like Buzz and like who the guy whose name I can no longer remember.
The admiral. There was an admiral
and the CIA guy.
with the personal
I think they
diary.
Are a good secondhand source, but we do not have any really strong sources and evidence. And evidence, for me personally, evidence is
Evidence is
gone.
Everything.
Science. I trust science, and I know that people lie and they manipulate facts, and that's
Absolutely.
possible. And I do believe that aliens could have visited Earth, but until there is evidence that I can comb through and read myself, and that is not twisted by someone with
some kind of agenda.
Yeah, then right now I don't think there's any legitimately reliable sources, because at the end of the day, as much as I don't know how you pronounce it, Gaia or whatever.
Gaia, yeah.
That's not a reliable source. I'm sorry, it's not.
No, I don't think it is either. And honestly, the majority of my research has been like completely cross-referenced between. I have looked at Ancient Aliens as a reference to see what the mainstream society is honestly being told, because I want to know what's being represented. And Ancient Aliens is so convoluted in the sense that it's like debated and it's like rejected, and it's like there's so much that's like wrong with it, because it just completely diminishes the anthropological and like the actual human influence that we could have legitimately had in our society.
I want to know what Gaelan thinks of the article I just showed him. I read the first paragraph from the title before I handed it to you, so I don't know how interesting it is.
Yeah. What is it?
It's about the first alien planet that we found that could potentially hold life. But I only read the first paragraph.
Wait, where is
before I
that?
handed it
Where is
over.
that? Where
I
is
don't
that?
know. I said I read the first paragraph before I handed it over. I don't know.
I think the closest one is in our nebula galaxy.
It's about the size of Neptune.
Yeah. It's not in our... No, it's in our Andromeda galaxy. It's not in the Neptune galaxy. It's in the Andromeda galaxy. But there is a theory about Sirius A and B that I had learned that I'm actually really excited to share. Sirius A is the brightest star in our sky. So when you look up in the constellation, I don't exactly remember which constellation it's in, but Sirius A is the brightest star in our sky outside of our own star. So when we look at it, what it's hypothesized and theorized by ancient alien theorists or discoverers is that in Sirius B and in Sirius A, there are so many different types of extraterrestrial beings that it's like unreal what we can imagine is there. And it's said that like most beings that want to get to like higher levels of spirituality will go to this Sirius A as like a means to explore like more of like an academic sense of getting to your higher levels of spirituality.
Hey Brittany, where's Endor?
It's both in Lord of the Rings and in Star Wars, bitch.
Yes, but you didn't actually know that.
I did.
No, you did not.
I knew for a fact it was in Lord of the Rings. I did not remember. I did not remember that it was in Star Wars. I knew it was in Lord of the Rings.
Yes, I was wearing a shirt that had Endor on it. And anyways,
I bought Elizabeth a shirt that said Endor on it and was specifically referencing Star Wars.
This article that I just showed Gaelan, the last sentence is about the scientist saying, I'm partial to Endor myself because I'm more of a Star Wars fan, which is cool. But the article's not as cool as I thought it was because I just perused it and it's not really about aliens.
You have said like nothing.
I'm taking it in.
Yeah, taking it in. Mm-hmm. It's like religion. It doesn't exist.
Religion absolutely exists.
I don't think it does. I think there's.
Do you know what religion means?
Comfort.
No. Religion exists. You are arguing whether or not it's factual.
I think that it's not factual.
That's fine. You don't have
No,
to
I think it is factual, but I think it's factual for the wrong reasons. I think it's interpreted the wrong way. I think it is factual. I think it definitely is factual. People definitely recorded stories of crazy things happening back then. Like it's it's inevitable. People write things down all the time. People scribe things. People record things. People interpret information. People copy information. People are so obsessed with information that absolutely those things happened. But do I think that they were related to a god or a deity? No. Do I think that they could have been related to an alien? I more rather believe that than believe that some crazy god came down and did everything. And who's to say that it wasn't an alien, you know? I don't know. Who is to say that God's not an alien?
Are you still religious?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay, I am, but I am not. I am because I'm going to live my life as a religious person, as if I had followed all of this, 10 commandments and all of that. Like, I try to live my life that way because I don't like doing bad things. And I think that if I do follow those rules, then I will at least lead a life that is more successful. So I try to follow those rules as much as possible, not because I believe in them, but because I believe that,
a lot of the rules are for good reasons.
Exactly. Like, don't cheat, don't lie, don't
kill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't kill. I talked to Elizabeth about killing people today. It was not a
No,
great
not
conversation.
people. Her parents.
Don't
specifically.
comment because they're listening. They will not listen. But
They won't listen.
that's my parents. So
You know what I think? Don't ever, for any reason, do anything ever to anyone, no matter what, no matter where,
exactly.
or who you're with, or where you're going, or wherever you've been for whatever reason.
Just live in your house with
Are
your
you reading
dogs
that
and your
off the
cat.
phone? That is the most awkward thing in the world. I wish everybody could see that because I was just watching the whole thing. I'm like, she's really tripping right now.
Just literally live in your house and don't go anywhere or do
was that a
anything
quote
with
from The
anyone.
Office?
Remember when David asked Michael how he did it? He's like, David, whenever I think, don't ever, for any reason, do anything to anyone, wherever, for whatever reason, and that's my policy. And David's like, and he's like,
Okay,
I feel the
so
need
just
for
exist.
tweet. Yep.
Elizabeth's first apartment was so small, but I remember she had every single episode of The Office.
I did on DVD. I still have that.
Oh, that's great. The whole set? All 9?
No, all the way. It was all the way up to the season at the time, which I think was 6.
Favorite episode or favorite series by far?
Absolutely.
There's not even a close second.
No, there isn't.
Oh, see, I disagree.
She likes Grey's Anatomy.
I love Grey's Anatomy. I watched the very first Grey's Anatomy episode when I was in 5th grade, and I remember watching it on my cheap-ass television in my 113 Dogwood Drive trailer in North Carolina. Never forget this. But I watched the very first episode of Grey's Anatomy, and I've literally never watched. Literally never stopped watching it since.
Are you still watching the new season?
I'm literally still watching the new season on Hulu every
Gaelan,
time it comes out on
literally
Thursday.
still watching.
I've seen half an episode.
It is
I've never
complete.
seen
It is
any of
a
it.
complete.
Isn't
So it
like
literally
isn't it
started.
like a soap opera?
It's like a medical. I didn't
No,
watch
not
it long
really.
enough
It's
to-
so like I've had people tell me it's like legitimately like what happens in doctors' offices. So it starts
I've
with
heard
this
the
girl.
opposite.
Okay, it starts with this girl named Meredith Grey who like has an affair with this guy named Derek Shepherd, and like legitimately they fall in love, but he's married. So like he is literally having
Are
an
these
affair with this
So they're
girl.
not
spoiler
really in
alerts?
love.
No, like so they actually
Spoiler alert.
he
been out since
leaves
2005.
he leaves his wife for this girl, but they go through so much drama, and she like she's like really dark and twisty and really like suicidal and all this shit, and like he really turns her around, and then he dies, and like it's crazy, and like the whole entire show goes through this entire like emotional roller coaster of you get connected to these characters, then these characters grow with you, and then they fucking die or they fucking leave, and then you're like thrown onto another emotional roller coaster, and then they're all surgeons, and you want to go to school for medical, and then it's just like insanely crazy, and it just really honestly puts you on an emotional roller coaster, and it's quite beautiful. So definitely watch it.
No, probably
I'm
won't.
not going to.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so like obsessed, and it's like such a different show right now. Like literally it's getting into this like character's life that I saw in the very first episode, and now she has like 3 kids and is like divorced and widowed, and it's like
That sounds depressing.
How in
I
the
don't want to watch
fuck?
a depressing show.
how in the fuck did I start watching this in 5th grade, and I'm 25 years old, and I'm literally graduated college, and I'm still watching this? How in the
I don't know.
fuck?
Why is it still going? I don't know.
Is it the
Because
longest
Rhonda
running?
Shrimes,
No, Simpsons. 30
Simpsons,
Simpsons
Matt
is the
Groening.
longest running TV show ever, and before that, it was some Wild West show from the 70s. That was the longest running show.
Matt Groening, or whatever the writer's name is from the future.
From The Simpsons?
Yeah. Most of the stuff he's
The
called,
Simpsons
predicted a
started
lot.
the same year I was born.
most of the stuff that they have called out in their
I'm
episodes.
just kidding.
Wow, are you an old man or something? You're
care. I
29.
wouldn't be
So
fine
what is
with
it?
that.
He's not that
2019.
old.
So it's like what?
Not a
1990, 1980.
89.
89. Same as Taylor Swift.
Wow. We will never, ever, ever get back together.
I actually didn't know where you were going until you.
We'll
Added
never,
on
ever,
to
ever get back together. Isn't like Taylor Swift that same age? She never
She is.
shows her
She's
belly
She has an
born
button.
album,
same year.
1989.
Okay,
Yep.
well.
That's the
Also,
only
my
reason I
same
know.
age as Adele. Because all her albums that
I
came
did
out were the
not
same
know
year as
Adele
Adele.
and Taylor Swift were the same year. as
To the
me.
rain.
I think so. I think all her albums that came
I
out were the
believe
same
you,
year I
yeah.
was when they
Watch
came
it
out.
burn as I said to the
19,
flames.
21, 25. Those are
That's
albums.
not the words, but that's okay.
see.
I think
I'm
Adele's 89.
Adele. So who gives a
88.
fuck?
88?
Yep.
Yo,
Close
watching
enough.
her live is like literally.
Did you ever see Adele?
Watching butter melt.
talking
No, but
about
when I was
Lady
in
Gaga.
Florida.
Wait, you're talking about Taylor Swift? Or,
Okay,
Neither.
I've only seen 21 Pilots live. I've seen Lady Gaga live, and I've seen Ariana Grande and Justin Timberlake. Those are the only people I've seen live.
I would say two of those. What was the other one?
Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga,
No.
Justin Timberlake,
Yes, I'd
and
see 'em.
21 Pilots.
Yes, I'd see them.
Yeah.
You would or have?
What?
21
No.
Pilots was mine and Elizabeth's favorite or first concert. I don't know if Elizabeth's been to a
Where'd you
concert
go see 'em?
before that.
I've been
Ottawa.
I've been to a lot of
Really?
concerts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like 21 Pilots.
I took
21
her for her
Pilots. It was a
birthday
really
3
good
years
show.
ago.
Did they have a new...
Album, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you see them 3 years ago?
Ottawa.
I was.
Oh my god, it was
It was
breathtaking.
such a
They
good
literally okay. They have their drummer out on a fucking stage, literally being held up by the
They
crowd.
had him on a platform, and so people like walked him
Wow.
out, and he was on like.
It was
a-
fucking
yeah, it was
insane.
really
There's only two guys in the band.
It's only two guys, and they're not even brothers or anything, but they're like legitimately super close and came
was
from the
very
same hometown and like fucking turned it
Did they-
around.
Did they just make a new album recently?
I think so.
fairly recently. Within
Yeah.
the last
Because I
year.
had Vessel on my phone, and
It's the one that Neon Gravestones.
is that the name of it?
I don't know.
I don't even-
I know
see, I don't
that's
even
the
know-
like headliner song.
Oh, I
off
don't
of
even know
it.
that song. But the one I'm thinking of, the last album they did was the one with like Blurry Face. Is that it?
I think
don't-
so.
I don't know.
I think so.
Like Heavy Dirty Soul, that song?
No, there was one after that.
There
Yeah,
is?
there was one
Yeah.
after
Oh
that.
man, I
yeah.
just Vessel and that one are the only two albums I know.
Doubt's my favorite song.
Chlorine is the Trench is the latest album, and it was from 2018.
Let me see what the cover looks like.
It's the
I'm gonna play Doubt because it's like so good.
Really, that's their
It's
new album.
literally my
I'll have to
favorite
download
I'll
it.
say
I don't have it.
The best artist I have ever seen in concert, hands down, and I highly recommend everyone go see him, was Jack White. Phenomenal.
Wait, for
phenomenal.
real?
He
Jack White
beats
from
Jack
the-
White. He was from the Black Key,
White
White
Stripes.
Stripes. White
Yeah, yeah.
Stripes. The most talented artist. He
Really?
can do any. At one point during the concert, he was singing and playing the piano, and he nods to one of his team members, and they come over and take over the piano, and he gets up and starts playing the guitar. He's unbelievable. He is the most multi-talented artist I've ever seen. I think he beats out Brendan Urie. He beats out Michael Jackson. The stuff that he can do is
Shut your mouth.
unbelievable. No, it was pouring rain, and we were standing in the mud, and it was 40 degrees, and it was still the best concert I've been to. It was phenomenal. He's so good.
Best concert.
Playing this. 21 Pilots.
I know this song.
No, you don't.
It's just Doubt. It's older songs.
Pretty sure I know this song.
Do
This is
you?
how we dance.
Yeah, it's not off the new album. It's off.
A, A, A,
You're
Hey.
offbeat. But
Hey.
that's.
A, A, A.
I actually like The Judge because I think it's kind of like a pretty song.
Scared of my own insecurity, scared of my own ceiling.
Okay.
Scared I'll die of
Okay.
uncertainty. Fear might
You know
be
the
the
best
death
part
of
is
me.
I can hear her doing
Fear
this
might
all
be
day
anxiety.
between our walls.
Don't know what's inside of me.
Do you just listen to
Don't
nonstop?
know. Feel. No, I
No, it's-
actually
it's all
listen to
music.
rap, and it's really annoying.
And she
I
doesn't-
text
she
Elizabeth
doesn't-
and I'm
se-
like,
have you ever
She
seen-
does not listen to good rap either.
Have
She
you ever
listens
seen
to
a
shit.
rap? Like, have you actually? Or sorry, not listened. Have you ever been?
Have
to
I
a
ever
concert?
seen a rap? No.
Me either. I don't know if I'd like that. To be
I'm
honest.
like-
I would go see
I'm
Eminem
like,
or someone like
yeah,
good, like a-
yeah, maybe. I like
Yeah.
Eminem.
Eminem, Kanye, but old Kanye.
I would not
Jay-Z.
see Kanye now.
Jay-Z.
Yeah,
not
no.
new. I feel new Kanye needs therapy.
I wouldn't see Jay-Z now either. He cheated on Beyonce. No one should cheat on Beyonce. I'm sorry.
This is true. I would see.
I
I
would
would see
literally-
Jay-Z, but Beyonce is.
I would literally
like,
fuck the shit out of Beyonce and never cheat on her. Like, Jay-Z, fuck you. Sorry. She's queen bee. And that booty is something that you would eat a salad off of. If you're going to cheat on that, then that is your own problem. Jay-Z, you don't deserve that bitch. That's all I have to say. I'd treat that bitch
Holla.
like a queen.
He'll appreciate that when he listens to the show.
He will. He'll be like, "Oh shit, that Brittany girl, she got some fucking points. I'm gonna give her $1 million," and be like, "Actually, bitch, please do give me $1 million because I'm poor as fuck. Thanks. Bye."
No, you got 47 cents, Brittany. I just paid.
Fucking.
You pay an extra cent?
Oh, 46. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll give you a penny on the walk back.
Break even.
I'm literally not even transferring that to my
Here
account.
you go. Take this $10.
It's gonna stay in her Venmo forever.
I don't think I can ever take it back.
I'll take a check.
I actually,
It's no
I,
big
You would
deal.
take whose 10
I
is
need
that?
that. This is my
I
down
mean,
payment.
it's I don't know. I mean, $10 is huge. I get paid $30 for nude modeling, and I still do it. So, you know, I guess I can say I'm cheap.
Oh, for figure modeling?
It's called life drawing.
It's
But
called
Those-
naked modeling.
yeah, it's called. I texted my dad last week and said, "Hey, I'm nude for money."
No, it wasn't last week. It was on Tuesday or Monday because you texted me about it.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
right. It was
how
Monday.
long is it? 2 hours?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours.
It's
You sit
really
there and you let
uncomfortable.
people
You have to
draw
lay
you.
in awkward positions.
So you make
Yeah.
$30 for 2 hours.
Yeah, and I literally like show them my vagina. It's no big deal.
There you go.
I mean, I don't shave my armpits or my vagina, so they get to draw hairy vaginas and armpits. So, like, you know, it's
How many people are there drawing?
Like 10.
That many? I went a few years back.
It's pretty popular.
Yeah, it was fun.
I have modeled for like 40 people before, though. It's been really nervous.
Oh.
I was at Potsdam initially. It's when I started. And I was doing it for the art department because I was in the art department and we had to legitimately draw like nude models for part of our drawing one class. And I was like, that person must have like really big balls. Like that must be like really rewarding to do something like that. So I was like, I'm kind of curious as to what it feels like. Like I've got some confidence. Maybe, you know, like I could try this. So I went to the professor and I was like, hey, I want to be a nude model. When's your next class? And she was like, okay, here's the class. Like literally show up. So I show up. I'm a resident assistant at this time. Like I'm literally living in a dorm, like watching over people, making sure people aren't like smoking weed or whatever. I get into the class and like, I think like 3 of them were my residents. So like they lived in my hallway and I was like, fuck, like you guys are about to see me naked. Like this could be really awkward. So I like literally stopped and I was like, hey, if you have an issue with this, like I'll totally leave. It's not a big deal. Like I'm totally like I'm your RA. Like I get it. It's not a big deal. Like I'm here for you. Like I will literally leave this class. And they were like, no, you're fine. It's totally not a big deal. So I wasn't supposed to be an RA and be a nude model because it wasn't like accepted in the RA community at Potsdam. So it was like really kind of fucked up that I was doing that. But yeah, I did it anyway. So I've been doing it ever since.
You do it like every week, right?
Every week or every other week, yeah. And being there. Or I'm like going to the drawing classes and they're using me as the model because like their models aren't showing up. Or like the Strand actually has a really hard time with like finding really reliable models because like not a lot of people are as reliable. So if you're ever interested in doing any nude modeling, it's $30 for 2 hours at the Strand, and they do a class on Saturday and on Monday, and it's actually really rewarding, and it's cool because like a lot of like older people come together to make art together, and like I take pictures of their work every week because I think that they do really good work for the 2 hours that they have with me. They like always create like, I mean honestly, I look at their drawings when they're done and they always look like me. Like these people have like skill.
I remember when I went, there was like, I was not good. So I like would draw like like I would just try to like draw the person.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was like some people that were really big in the art and they would like draw like certain body parts. Like they would just spend time focusing on like the feet or the hands or like someone's like shoulder arm. Like it was
or
weird.
Like
like
your boob or whatever. Like,
well,
your,
like,
or your torso or
well,
like
a lot of it was like, it was like
body.
extremities, like hands and feet. And like facial stuff, and they would just focus on that the entire time, which obviously there's no rules to it. It's just kind of like an escapism thing, but it was neat when you looked at some of them because they were like really fucking good.
Well, it was actually really cool because like the one of the very first classes I had ever modeled for was a a student drawing one class at SUNY Potsdam, and one of the classes I had finished, I literally looked at these 2 girls that were sitting next to one another, and one of them had did the top part of my body and the other one had did the bottom part of my body. And like when you put the 2 drawings together, they actually had created this really, really interesting composition, and the girls had no idea that their paintings actually, or their drawings actually went together. And as I was looking at them, I was like, why don't you guys put that together and photograph it? And they did, and it was legitimately like my entire body, and it was like, it was crazy. But most of them nowadays, like there's I know the artist's style pretty much. Like my friend Lauren, her aunt, does like one specific style. She does like colors and just like charcoals, and she always draws on like this sage colored paper, and it's like really cool. But then this other guy that does like nothing but just like the master artist work. So he does like Leonardo da Vinci style and all this kind of crazy stuff. And a lot of people will pull on what they specifically want to draw because like most people, not to be weird, are into feet, which is really gross. So like most people will
Feet
actually.
are easy and fun to draw. Though.
I have so many people that ask me to
feet and
show
hands
me their
are a lot
feet
of fun to draw.
For drawing purposes?
for drawing purposes.
I don't think that's a creepy thing because like I enjoy drawing both feet and hands, and it's not a creepy thing. A, they're easy to do, and B, like with hands, I find hands show a lot of emotion.
I just have a really weird experience.
Well, if a dude's sliding into your DMs asking for your feet, that's probably weird.
My second boyfriend was into my feet. I never told you.
You did.
Okay,
I knew that.
it's a secret.
I think Ellie knows everything.
I know so much.
You guys ready to leave here so you all go to bed?
I'm so tired.
Ellie's ready to fall asleep.
I've been like nodding off. No one can see. But
Ellie.
I mean, I could talk about aliens all night.
my
I can stay
bedtime
here,
was approximately
but it's okay.
2.5 hours ago. So.
Yeah, I've been up since 5 and
Okay,
it's
so,
11:20, so I'm tired.
All I ask is that we do another one of these before I leave.
When do you leave?
End of June.
Okay.
Okay.
A Space Odyssey one?
Whatever. We can talk about whatever. Let's honestly talk about religion because I think that we have a lot to bring to the table. And it's like if anybody's going to talk about religion, it's these three people.
Okay, well, I guess
Our own personal theories on religion.
Okay.
Okay? Because I think that's important. People will actually tune in.
Maybe.
Well, the reason I think that is because, like, okay, religion is taboo. Like, if nowadays in the modern 21st century you are actually believing that the Catholic Church has valuable information that can provide you with a holistic and loving and wonderful life, then I salute you for being a wonderful person and for believing in your beliefs, and I support you as a person. But I accept that there is so much more open-mindedness in terms of our religion in our world. That
What's the most popular religion?
Catholicism.
No,
I think it's Hinduism.
Really?
Well,
Buddhism?
maybe it might be.
Where China is.
It's not Catholicism? Buddhism?
Christianity?
I don't think it's Christianity. I don't think it's
I
Christianity.
think it's Buddhism or Hinduism. You got to look at like China.
No, absolutely.
So many people
Yeah.
in India because those are big.
Well, India, you've got like 2 billion
is a
people
whole,
on this.
Hinduism would be like saying,
planet.
I believe Hinduism would be like saying Christianity. There's a lot of different. Like,
Buddhism is a portion of
like
Hinduism.
like Catholics and Protestants are both Christians. You know what I mean?
We're
I
gonna
could
just
be
do a
wrong.
part
My
two.
mom is Joitish, which is a type of.
Oh,
of
what's
Hinduism.
Joitish?
It's. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we will go.
Yeah.
We'll learn
Cool.
about it.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
All right. Well,
We're gonna go to bed. Aliens. If you took away anything from this episode, that Brittany believes aliens exist.
yes.
Good.
I would say that they absolutely exist. I'd say they are absolutely here.
Brittany,
I would
we're
say that they
tired.
are invading us and are waiting for our peaceful coexistence.
I
And
would
that's
say
where I'll leave it.
That don't ever do anything to anyone for any reason, no matter where or what. That is my belief.
Don't
Good
do
night.
drugs. Don't do drugs. Please don't do drugs. They're bad for you.
Don't do drugs.
Exactly.
All right. That is going to be. We're signing off. We got to go to bed. So that is episode 29 of the Gaelan Trombley Show. We're out. Thanks for listening to the Gaelan Trombley Show. If you want to reach me, you can go on Facebook at Gaelan Trombley, on Instagram at Gaelan Trombley, and on YouTube at Gaelan Trombley. The spelling, GaelanTrombley.